Hello.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We're done. Shortest
End of stream.
stream ever. Just
It has been that kind of day.
That's what he said.
It is. It has been like it is. Woof. It is. Just it is. You know. Just it is. Welcome to Game of Santos, where we play games, and mostly of them are always D&D. In fact, I would say at this point all of them are. Most of the games
Some
we
of them are
play
games with your heart.
except for those. We don't play games with my heart. No. That's not a very fair game. I don't know the rules.
We did like a bongo.
Played it like a bongo. Dum, 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 dum. It is good to see everybody. We have wild adventures planned for today. Just kidding, but not really. But also,
You have a
not,
plan?
just kidding. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's gonna happen. It just means that there is a general overlaying possibility of events.
Plan is the stream will start. Eventually, it will end.
Exactly. That is one.
Those drums are a little loud. It's kind of masking your voice.
You're a little loud.
Because I'm having to yell over the drums.
Nah,
It is
they're-
kind of loud, actually.
Yeah. No, I was looking at it. It was raised higher than it normally is. Oh no, English is not fully loaded today. That's okay.
That's
okay.
a loaded quest.
Gotta clear your cache.
Yeah.
Say
It'll
it.
be fine. All right, so we are just going to go ahead and jump right in. We don't really have much in the way of announcements. Thank you to everybody last night for hanging out. It was high early. And that's Silver Moon 2022. Thank you, Taco. You ass. I'm so glad we don't have that little quotey thingy because that would just be terrible. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us last night during Starcrossed. Great fun. Lots of good times were had. Looking forward to next week's episode as we continue to dive into Ravnica and the mess that the knights have found themselves in. Particularly Galil, though not Galil, Aiden, but not Aiden.
What?
What?
Whose guild did you fuck with?
All of them.
Oh my god.
Look at that proud smile on his face. He's like, yeah, I did.
You would
All
make
of
Kendra
the-
proud.
From all of the multiverses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full GTA 5 stars over 8.
Like interplanar helicopters are coming in and shit.
Yeah, Azurius arresters have brought out the tanks. All right. We're going to jump right in. So we'll start with the intro and then jump into the recap and then jump into this hellish hellscape that is Game of Santos.
That's a lot of hoops we jumping through.
So many hoops.
What the? Should we have a cold?
I don't know, but watch out. That's
Wow.
Disney, so they could probably attack us then.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and jump right into that intro. I just forgot that the music did. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're good.
The audience is now deaf.
Yes. That's usually how it goes. Go for it.
So, fresh out of the impromptu interrogation, Ardren steps out of the room and leans against the door, sighs deeply with his eyes closed, and opens them. Hi, Iridia. I'm sure you're always watching, and I don't need to say it aloud, but sometimes it helps me. So I finally met this Afriel or Carp or whatever that they've mentioned. Well, in a manner of speaking anyways. Nifty little joint dream sequence. Didn't get much of a word in edgewise, but the observation was illuminating just the same. Even got news that the rebellion's looking to put boots on the ground in Baldur's Gate. Hoping that goes well for them. Everyone could use the victory and the potential distraction it could give the Thanes. Now to lean on the fourth wall a little bit. After we all got sent back to sleep, Asriel kept Galil behind to discuss some things and told him that he'd had Kindred's brother killed. So, looking forward to when that particular bomb goes off. Sonder had a restless night between dreams and potential visitations. Unclear on the order, but one was Fume sneaking into his room and strangling him in his sleep. Now, I don't want to dismiss it out of hand because he's had other mental duels with her, but it's also possible this was just his anxiety over the matter. Can't say either way. The other one, though, sounds legit. He was speaking with Bahamut about his struggle over whether or not to kill or redeem Fume. He was told justice takes many forms. Other people might find that cryptic, but I think it's placing trust in Sonder to make the best decision he's able to at the time with the information he has. Dreams or otherwise, the takeaway is that the issue is clearly important to him. I hope we can help him with it. But come morning, had a delightful breakfast conversation with Iskra, where she didn't quite admit to having a sweetie back home, but there was something there. Either way, not going to press any further on it. As much as I'd be happy to listen to whatever she has to share, it's really none of my business. Of course, during all this, Kindred and Galil somehow came into possession of a basket of kittens that they decided would be funny to prank Sonder with by making him believe it was a gift from Princess. Once we all met back up, we started to discuss our options proper, primarily about luring out Fume. It was suggested the best spot would be the now empty fairgrounds, but we were pondering the how. While we were still working that out, Kindred decided to try scrying on Lagon. He was laying on the bed and didn't seem to be breathing, which has some implications. At the edge of this vision was a woman in monk garb that Kindred couldn't quite see. Naturally, Strawberry picked this exact moment to speak to him. While we broke to have some of us go meditate, train, or do some arcane chorin, Galil was also approached by Strawberry. Except, good for him, he tried to shut her out and kept calling on Afriel to help him hang up, which seemed to work, but also appeared to take a toll on him, and he just crashed when he got back in the room. I asked what was going on, and he was strangely forthright finally about the situation. He seemed to think that at least some of the connection was part because of some abyssal mushroom, and he was going to hand it over to me for safekeeping, except he didn't find it on himself. A very brief conferring with everyone else brought all suspicion back to Kindred in very short order. Renan helped facilitate the questioning through Zone of Truth, I believe he called it. Now, I don't need to tell you, but through all the spirit of the law / letter of the law type of conversations we've had with recalcitrant archfey over the years, the very moment someone starts dissembling, qualifying, equivocating, you know they're full of shit. And Kindred just kept painting himself into a corner until finally, And I think he realized it wasn't just that he was caught. The old saying goes, a drunk will steal your wallet and feel bad about it. An addict will steal your wallet and help you look. And I think he realized that which one he was acting like, or at least it's my hope. Who knows with him? Anyways, he admitted that he flat out stole it and was at some point told the rather creepy bit of fungal abomination was meant to be important at some point down the road. And at the brief moment that everyone's out of the room, he teleported it to someone named Hibiki for safekeeping. It occurs to me that we can't even get through lunch without starting some drama.
Nice. Yeah. That was amazing.
First of all,
That was amazing.
Good stuff.
Kindred,
Let's
wait,
go
wait,
for
wait,
your
like
wallet.
the camera, like.
Yeah, I can't. First of all, it wasn't me. I was framed.
With full-on leave Brittany alone energy, too.
Mascara running down his face. Oh my god, it's so good. All right, cool. Wow, well done. Well done. Arjun deserves inspiration for that fucking recap. You know, I mean, you're welcome to give it to him. I don't know if you have. Do you have inspiration already?
yep, they gave it to him.
I used it last week almost as soon as I got
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
If
right.
This is the gift I think it's going to be.
You have it
Yep.
back.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, I got
Thank
more
you, Jeremy.
crack.
Uh,
So,
Kindred asking me if we got any more of those abyssal mushrooms. Oh boy. Yeah. Yep. Alrighty. Well.
popsicles.
So, I believe we had left off with Galil and Kindred and Arjun there in the room. Here.
Archer had just stepped out of the room to do the recap, so...
Oh yeah, okay. Fair.
Some fourth wall shit.
Good.
Because we
point.
actually did leave it off with Arjun kissing Kindred on top of the head and then walking out of the room to collect himself. And in that gap is the recap.
That's right. I forgot. Where is my?
Mine.
Where
Still
is
raining
my
outside
mind?
too,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for.
I don't remember if Soul ever made time to dry himself, or is he still wet?
Mm-mm. You're still sopping wet, leaking everywhere.
Honestly, I don't remember. I do remember that you had realized that you had brought in all that stuff because Galil had tried to minor illusion, yeah, so that your feet were clean whenever you were walking in, but the mud prints were still there. So there was that. And what's his name?
Ivan.
Oh,
Yes. Hazant. I was looking at the wrong
Oh, yeah,
papers.
that one.
Hazant was like about to flip his lid.
Huzzah!
He was the literal image of this is fine.
Yeah,
Everything is
exactly.
fine.
Exactly.
rapid eye twitching.
Yeah.
You got some blepharospasm. Some Botox will clear that right up.
Right.
You like dead stare.
Yeah. So,
Word stare.
Kindred and Galil, you are currently in the room together. As I think Kindred had just said that if it was a sacrifice he was willing to make, and Galil had said that not at that cost. And that is where we left off. As Arjun had left the room. So, let's see. Let's sound off. Where is everybody at the moment?
I was upstairs with Saunders still practicing.
Wait, I thought you were below stairs because we were upstairs in your room.
Yeah,
Okay,
y'all
no,
were
that's
in,
correct.
in my room because it was bigger.
Yeah.
More room for activities.
I think Soul left after he said something along the lines of being disappointed in Kindred. I'll say that he just went back to his room.
Okay. Renan,
Same
what?
as Soul.
Oh,
I walked out with
that
him.
you left. Okay. So then, Galil and Kindred, what are you guys doing?
After he hugs me and does that, I do one of those like begrudging like pull away and trying to not let him see fucking tear. And distracted enough, I'm gonna go down to the bar.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to send it to you, but way before all that, when I told you I had like spells and stuff, so I got all that collected. I just would have sent one more big care package to a tet with everyone's things in it, so that way they can all pull it and divvy it out to the people who need to be seen by at a tet.
Okay. What are you sending?
The letters to Ambrosia and Tempest, because I'm sure they can get in touch with them and send them there. A tiny collection of one of the pebbles, the magicite, along with the cipher and the notes, a copy of the notes, sent to Beryl. That way she can have fun with that.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Magicite to Barrel.
But the package in general would have went to Mabina after first clarifying that she was able to receive it and getting a hey, I'm going to send you something. You ready?
Okay. Package to Mabina. Containing the letters to Ambrosia and Tempest. Magicite for Barrel. Anything else?
Along with the notes and the cipher.
Oh, notes on the cipher.
Copies of the notes and copy of the cipher. I still have the original. And yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it for the most part.
Okay. All right.
So then I'm gonna go down to the bar for a bit.
Which Arjun would have made his way down there after doing the recap. So
Okay. Alrighty. So, you two having gone down to the bar, leaving Galil in the room. What are you doing, Galil?
Taking Arya, I'm going back down to my room.
Okay. Going to the second floor. What are you going to do there?
Rest my head. Both literally and figuratively. Jesus.
I'm trying to remember. This is already at the start of the day, or was this towards the end of the day?
We were approaching noon-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I want to double check.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay.
You know, Leo
Yeah.
has a headache from the whole entire strawberry and cart thing.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, yeah.
Adam's actually gonna go take some ibuprofen or something because I have a headache too, dude.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I would imagine. When you jumpstart awake, your head kind of blows up. Yes, go take
Yeah,
some.
he literally scared the crap out of me.
I lightly shook him.
Yeah, but
Shaking baby syndrome.
as he like flipped the mattress over, sent Adam fly through the air. Wake up!
He's like
He's
that
just-
lady with the pens, like, I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. You ain't gonna sleep because of me.
He's that method that he wanted to make sure that he was
I did
discombobulated
nothing
and had a
wrong.
headache.
Yeah, super method actor. That's what Adam is.
Considering the weather here mirrors what we have going on in game, I'm both happy and annoyed because I had to take something for my sinuses because of the shit.
Oh my god. Okay, so then Iskra and Sonder, you guys having been practicing your water bending, what are you guys doing? Or what is the goal for today?
I mean, really, I think that we're just sort of in this holding pattern of making sure that Sonder is ready for what comes when it's time, while not expending too much energy practicing either, you know?
Yeah.
Staying somewhat hidden for now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What?
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
didn't Iskra also, didn't you want to learn how to, what was it?
I don't know. Vague.
Oh,
if
about
you-
learning to get rid of her hangover.
Oh, there you go. Yes, that.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a high priority right now. It's not something I would have mentioned.
That's right. All the drinks that were had the night before. Okay. Then, while you guys are remaining low key and waiting for whatever you're waiting for, Kindred and Ardrin, you were down at the bar.
Is it still Hazant?
There is only Hazant right now. You guys get the feeling that you're pretty much the only people staying here right now.
Is he still cleaning that same glass?
Yeah, good.
He was working through the silverware. He's probably working on glasses now, but he has been working through the silverware.
Yeah, I was wondering, are we having a glitch in the West world?
Right? He's just forever polishing. But yes, the older gentleman is polishing the glassware as he has already provided Ardrin with a beverage. It is just there, his back to Ardrin, cleaning things as Kindred comes down.
Just to
and
make
my-
it easier, Arjun would have just asked for the same dark and stormy, just because it was something already fresh in his mind. So I wouldn't be texting him to go do something else.
Fair.
Considering all the shit we've been putting him
It's like, I
through.
just put the things away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they also notice the muddy big
I was-
footprints?
Gonna
No.
ask if, with my passive perception on the way down, do I see muddiness? Okay, then I'll.
It has been
Wow.
cleaned already. You guys have been up there for a little bit, so
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah.
he
All
saw
about-
it, plotted his revenge, and then went about cleaning it.
I'm just gonna slip him a note and it's soul sleep schedule. No.
What, 90%
Yes,
of the time?
feet are super ticklish.
Oh, yeah, tell him about
It's
his
evil.
secret.
Your
Uh,
what is it called? Your alignment has just changed.
He just revealed Soul's ultimate weakness, tickling.
I'm gonna see them at the bar, or see Arjun at the bar, and just be kind of take a deep breath and kind of like slowly make my way up there and just be like, "Can I sit? Is the seat taken?"
If there's anything in the way, like napkins, he will purposely slide them out of the way to show him that he can sit.
Okay. Can I have?
Ooh.
It's like the remnants of the purplish drink at the bottom. Can I have another one of these thingies?
It's a
And,
black dog.
Yes, he turns and like starts
Yeah.
putting things together before eventually turning back around, grabbing your cup very delicately, and then pouring the beverage into the glass, setting it down, and sliding it over.
I go to take it and spill. No. I'm kidding. It's probably a good like a few minutes of silence, and I just kind of. There's reasons for my annoying tendencies. One of them being, and then my finger is underneath the bar just pointing to you, and I messaged this last part. Not everybody can know all parts, and I think that's best for the group, not even me. We're dealing with people who will take your body and find the truths. So if not one person knows every piece of the puzzle, we'll use that to our advantage. And I'm sorry. Without ever looking at you, just take a drink.
I'm able to respond to that, yeah.
Yes.
What's the length of message? Is it
It's
it's not like
just
the
a
25 words?
With message, I have no. It don't. It's like I would say it's like a constructive thought sentence, you know.
Yeah.
You stop talking.
So as long as you have one run-on sentence, yeah.
Are semicolons allowed?
Yeah.
I feel like with Archfey Legalese, Arjun could do like a 5,000 word essay run-on sentence
in one
on that
message.
logic.
As long as you don't take a breath. No.
And controlled breathing's an art form.
Gonna filibuster this message.
Yep.
Trip, cube, sip. Be that as it may, and as much as I could understand some of it, you need to understand one very key thing. Vienne gave her life putting you back together. And a little bit of your behavior has been a shit way to repay that. And I want to believe that that sacrifice means something. So you got something you got to live up to. Is that understood? Without saying anything else, I'm just going to reach over to the side, touch a shoulder, give it a little squeeze. The idea of, I'm mad at you, but it's okay.
I hate those, but I love them.
For now.
Yeah.
And then he's just going to quietly take a sip.
Then I imagine we'll just kind of spend a good moment just in silence, drinking, listening to the rain and hearing to the squeaks of him clean whatever he's cleaning.
He just like takes one glass, sets it down, picks up another glass. You can hear the rain beating on the glass on the edges of this room where the bar / tavern is of the Salty Prince. Alrighty. So, as a whole, as a group, what are you guys doing today? So
I believe me and having the biggest brain fart right now.
it's you.
Turn on.
That one.
All he had to do was glance over at the stream. There's the name, because he changed his name in Zoom.
Yeah.
Anyways, I believe Renan came with me back into my room where Iskra and Sonder was, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when we returned in there, I'll see Iskra and Sonder doing their thing. So did you guys hear all of that from Kindred? Soul still wet, and I assume still has
That wasn't to
mud
y'all.
on
It was just to Arjun.
No, the whole interrogation had been broadcast by Saul to the
Oh yeah, I forgot you.
That's why Sonder knows now about the kittens not being from Princess.
He forgot about it. Shut up. No.
Yeah, I think I have my. I think I'll have my own gift basket. I have my own. I think the kindred soon.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if Kindred. I wouldn't say Kindred deserves a gift, but
It'll be a special gift.
But he's been not being truthful. I don't know if you want to give a gift for that, but it is up to you. So what do you guys think?
I'm gonna let the stream that is currently flowing between the windows and Sandra and I, the part that I'm controlling, thin out and dissipate. Then I'm gonna walk over to my bag and pull out the anti-magic rod that we got from Valravan.
So I was gonna kind of like recoil a little bit.
And I'm gonna hold it just like this, like non-threateningly, and say, Kindred has trusted me with a lot, with things that other people are afraid to use. I want to give him the same benefit of the doubt. And then set it back down.
Soul's gonna release a kind of a pent up breath. Okay. I think I have learned through as much time as we have all spent together that I can trust kindred. I just don't understand why
He doesn't
so
trust
many.
us.
What was that?
No, he doesn't trust us.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why the need to lie. We are friends, and friends shouldn't, or should, be truthful, I think.
Oh, well,
Friends don't lie.
sometimes we keep secrets to keep those around us safe.
Well, I think that mushroom is very, very bad, not good. I think it would better be off destroyed, but now none of us have it.
I am worried about what's been getting into their heads. But we have ways to deal with it. We know the right people. So if things get out of hand, then, we can step in.
Well, I guess that is true, and we have one less thing to worry about. We still have to worry about Fume and the cemetery and the liches and that crystal that does the brain cleaning, and of Dudros, and then of Hogan, and the airship, and you're just gonna keep going on and on.
And
He's
what's
got a
going to
list.
happen to Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, I'm still convinced that our next step has to involve Fume.
So,
I trust what Khalil told us about that prophecy.
Okay, so we can just focus on one thing for now, and that will be Fume.
That's how I do things. Just focus on what's directly ahead.
Also, it is very muddy outside, just so you know.
True.
I laugh a little. It's like, you are pretty soggy, Soul.
Yeah,
Like
I
me
am.
to clean you
He just
off.
kind of like shakes it around.
Amazing.
Would you like me to clean you off, Soul?
I guess I did get a little muddy, and that's when he starts realizing the caked on mud that he has on his feet.
I am going to start prestidigitating his feet.
Okay.
better not felt kind of good.
So
Magic
remind me, I always forget. Prestidigitation, does it just make it look like it's gone, but it's
No,
not really, or
it
actually
cleans.
does?
It like
Sure.
it can
Okay.
it can make something dirty or make something clean. So it makes
Soil
some,
it! Soil it!
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Ferdinand. I'm gonna have to go back out there later on this afternoon, so I may ask of that again.
You need only ask.
I had asked the stable person for the bloodhound fur, and so I think he might get it for me by tonight. So, if we need to, I could locate whoever we need to locate. So if we need to find Fume, I could do that.
Okay. Go ahead, Arjun.
Taco was asking the big questions. Does prestidigitation tickle?
No. No, I thought about it too, but I'm assuming
Mine does.
prestidigitation. His is like the
It does
hardcore.
now.
His is the hardcore prestidigitation. No, I mean it's just like, you know,
Oh,
Magic.
I mean, it has
Interesting mage
digits
hand.
in it. No.
Yes.
prestidigitation. Digitation. Yes, presto.
That sounds
digitation.
like mage hand with tools and stuff.
Presto digitation sounds like it
Tools,
just
huh? Take on,
adds
like,
fingers to
mud
whatever
on
it
you.
is you're. You want a sponge? Your sponge now has fingers. You want a cat? Your cat now has fingers. Presto digitation.
Flashing
This is
back
awful.
to
No, no, no,
Steven
no.
Universe with
Awful.
his cat
We already
fingers.
know.
Presto digitation. It adds fingers to whatever object you're casting the spell on.
Did you say
I make-
digidestined?
No. Galil's like, I'm ready. Let's go.
I've been ready all my life.
That's how the cats were made.
Yeah, exactly. Presto digitation. All right. So anyway,
They evolve into a giant angel woman.
how it works.
Andrew Woman?
That's the one. Okay. Let's see here. So what is your once again, what is you guys' goal for the day? I know that you're intending to deal with Fume. How are you
I would
wanting
So,
to?
like-
the
Go ahead,
idea I
Arjun.
think that we had talked about is that we wanted to lure Fume out, and we had an idea of where, but we never worked out quite how. So
Well,
I think
I know Wind said she was going to come back, so I think that's what we're waiting for, is to figure out what's going on with her, because maybe she can help us do this part.
Yeah. Aiming to get a short rest, and that way I can arcane recovery. But in that short rest, waiting to see if Wind comes back, or if, excuse me, Iskra or Soul could get in touch with that Frankie guy to see if they
that's
could
right.
match up the location that I saw Lagan. That way we know, at least we know where a possible target is to narrow our search and to know how to lure him out.
Also, remind me, Sonder did share with us about the vision he had, right, with Fume?
Yes.
Or no? He did, right?
Mm-hmm. His sex dream.
Not quite.
Which
Kinda.
one?
Kinda.
No.
Which one, though?
No. No.
Yeah.
I heard it
Chuck
got,
involved,
Yeah, Chuck
so-
it got
Daddy.
pretty hot, right?
If by hot you mean like scalding skin and flesh away, then yes.
Hey, if
I
you're
mean,
into
I'm
that
not gonna
fire
kink
and
shame
ice
with the
shit,
candles and the
go
wax,
ahead.
okay? If that's what they want.
Oh no. Well, okay.
it's not kink shaming, it's kink asking why.
It looks like lightning strikes Kindred all of a sudden.
Chain lightning that shit.
I didn't do it! This time.
It's the kitties.
You know,
Luckily, the
since
kitties
we're
were
at
disabled.
a natural
Oh, yeah.
stopping point, I think I will look at Sonder and say, well, do you want to try to find Frankie Kelsey?
It could be a lead. Yeah, I think that could be a good idea. I just need to try to remain hidden for now.
Oh, right.
I can just cloak up.
Well, maybe it's not such a good idea for you to go then. I'm gonna start getting my cloak. I'll let you decide what's best, but I'll get ready to go. And I put that over my head. And I'll be downstairs for a few minutes, let you decide what to do. And then I head down into the lobby.
Okay.
And
So,
Sonder,
do you want to go?
one thing I have learned, just so you know, is even if you are invisible in the rain, it could still be seen somewhat if invisible thing stops rain from falling.
By the way, since walking into the room, I've walked up to the window and I've just been staring out the window since then.
Okay. Anything in particular you're doing at the window, or just looking out the window?
I am staring out the window.
Okay.
To my
I
window.
do still have one charge on my cloak, and then it's moot again.
I think you should
So-
save it in case you
Yeah.
ever have to get away.
Well, maybe
Is
this
this
is
new
a soul
soul?
Iskra adventure.
Okay, I could go with Iska. I'm going to quickly spice murmur to Galil. Hey, Galil? 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 Hey, Galil? Galil?
Oh, he doesn't have his place murmur.
Oh.
If you were staring out into the
No, I told you
wait,
I
do
was
you
gonna
say that you're
spice
going to?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah, he
forgot.
doesn't have one.
Well, then, could you ask him, in case I am not back in time, to see if he could get the hound fur that I need?
Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Okay.
I might just
Thank
go
you.
get it myself. It's getting cabin fever already. So
I would say if you're gonna go anywhere, go with someone, at least one other person.
mm,
But Renan, I will go with Iskra, and we will find this Frankie Kelsey person.
might be Frankfurt this time.
Frank Bert
Is the other-
Kelsey.
Other one.
Frank Bert Kelsey. Okay.
The odds be in your favor, my friend.
Okay. You be lucky too. So Soul's gonna go out there to go downstairs, and if he sees his name, the service guy,
His aunt.
yeah, he's just gonna smile and wave at him.
You
go find
see,
Iskra.
his aunt does not wave. He does not smile. He looks immediately down at your feet as you're walking by, then looks up at you, raises an eyebrow, and then does a very respectful, curt nod of his head as he continues to.
Does he have any kind of tip jar?
Not visibly.
I mean, Arjun would have been tipping him as he's asking for drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Whether or not he kind of give the inclination that was necessary, it just would have done it anyways.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just to try and smooth over the calamity of rough
Misunderstand.
edges we've been causing.
Yeah, I would like to think that I watched that whole memory just go on his face and just put two and two together and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to tip him good. But in passing, seeing Iskra, I just would ask you one quick, hey, I know you hate me right now, but I looked at those scrolls you found and I could really use them. I just wanted your permission since you found them. Can I have them?
Oh, yeah, that. I wasn't planning on keeping them.
Thank you. I can go back.
While I've got you,
Yes.
I'm dressed this way for a reason. I'm going out. To the clothing shop. Hoping
my
that you
back
get
to-
the idea.
With my back to Huzzah.
His aunt.
Yeah, that one. Clothing shop? Where are you really going? That way I know.
Right across the street, the Isidora's hideout, where we met the goblins in Wind.
Okay, just be careful, and I'm guessing Soul's coming with?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay.
I
be
needed
safe.
someone else to come with.
Be safe.
I nod.
Alrighty.
You ready, Soul?
Yep, I'm ready.
Apparently, Galil's ready.
Yeah, always ready.
I'm gonna walk to the front door and pop it open and step out into the rain.
Alrighty. As you and Soul exit out into the rain, it's almost punctuated by a distant like rumble of thunder. So you look one way, then the other, and then start your journey through the city and the rainy streets beyond. Go ahead and make a survival check for me to navigate through the city. You can either roll separately or one of you roll with advantage as you guys are traveling together.
I have a pretty decent survival.
Yeah, I'll let Soul bring us places since the weather is so bad. I figure he'll can use his druidic sense to help us get around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's pretty used to being out in the elements.
Soul knows how to walk through fire?
Would you say I get advantage if Iskra is with me?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Between the two, because she's been there before.
$22.
22. Okay. Are you going straight to the clothing shop, or are you trying to keep an eye out for individuals? Iskra.
Honestly, with my
Perception.
being as bad as it always is, I am just figuring we'll just go straight there.
Okay. As you are going by, occasionally now and then, you do see that there are still people that are moving back and forth through the area. Some that you can see the guard are still out and about. Most of them not really patrolling so much as just keeping an eye out in the city. As in a lot of places where you are walking by, you see like little bits of like running water that has now cut furrows into the ground as it runs off of buildings and makes these little like mini rivers that you either have to like jump across, or these little quick little streams that you see at the edge of a street that you either like have to leap across or just step through it.
Are there like ways that we have to kind of go around that we would have been able to take because there's too much water?
There's just a lot of water that's just running down through the city, and the further down you go, a lot of the avenues you can see where the water is just kind of pooling up and running around buildings, finding the quickest way to head southwards as this city is built kind of like on a slant.
Occasionally, when we reach those places where there's like a lot of water running, rather than hopping across, I will glance around to see if anyone's there and then just run across it over the top of the water.
Yeah, your foot just looking like you just hit walking like normal, but it doesn't splash any further, any deeper than the surface of the water. And you can, Soul, you kind of just see her as she makes her way. That despite, I'm curious. I'm wondering if because the ground is so water soaked, if you can even avoid stepping through the mud because of the water that is already on the surface of the ground.
I'm
to a certain degree
good enough at this that I can keep that up.
That'd be funny if, because Iskra's doing that, Soul thinks that it's not deep, and so when he steps, it just plunges.
It's those images where it just steps through, all of Soul disappears into the puddle of water. It's amazing how it's just boom, he's gone. That's pretty great.
I think it's back.
Ooh, nice.
You just fell.
I know. I think it's back. Boom, gone. He's gone. I think Sandra was the one who fell through the puddle. All right. So, as you continue to navigate through the city, you can see occasionally the guard here or there. I'll have you both go ahead and make perception checks for me, just to kind of like keep an eye out as you are going through. Badoop, badoop. Hey, Saunders alive.
Dreamy, this eyeball is so much better than my previous perception checks. This is a 19.
Oops, I moved the wrong thing.
I'm referring to this dice, by the way. That
Yeah, the dreamy eye. That's what we're gonna call it. From now on.
You can become famous.
dedicated perception die.
Thank you, Dreamy. Speaking of thinking of quick and eagle eyes.
What's that? She's watching out for us?
Hey. All right.
It's like Iskra, the character, has glasses now.
Suddenly she's got LASIK. All right. As you are
Oh, I rolled a 15, by the way.
15? Okay. And what was yours, Iskra, again?
19.
19. All right. Awesome.
I know, kind of crazy.
What?
Thank you, Dreamy.
As you are navigating through the city and you're
This
kind
time
of
is over. Good job.
every time.
Good job.
I wish it would have said that when we had stopped doing our Tai Chi.
True. Very true.
That's
I need to
amazing.
make it not do that on Tuesday.
No.
Oh, God. Okay.
I was thinking that, Dreamy.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. As you are navigating through, you do see these guards. You keep an eye out for anybody else who might be watching, might be looking. Keep an eye for any suspicious figures. And Iskra, you notice one. For the briefest of moments when you were like, beyond the reach of the Salty Prince, you swear for a moment you saw something on one of the rooftops. And
Like a humanoid.
a movement. And you remember Wind having said before that the Isidoras have eyes everywhere and they're kind of constantly watching the city. As you walk and continue through, you glance back where you had thought you had seen movement and see nothing. But then on one of the opposite rooftops, as you go through the next block, you see a guard, one of the Thayan guards, up in the corner with what looks like a crossbow. And you kind of start thinking, okay, maybe that they are keeping more of an eye out. You remember what the Lich Luthra had spoken to the city that they had found had captured the rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of just seems to confer that maybe these words were obviously not correct, but more there just keeping more of an eye out for things. But eventually you do get to the shop where you guys had purchased clothing before and had seen Wind at another time. And while there, when you get to the shop, you see that it is closed, as there is a large amount of water that is rushing by the front entrance, and so it seems like they maybe have closed for the day. But as you recall, the entrance of the shop faces the northern section of the city, and the water is kind of rushing down towards it. And kind of rushing down around the corner of this building, because it is on the corner of an intersection. The water is rushing past it and around the side of it, down this long lane that takes you from the north side to the south side of the city. But it was the building across the street that had been the lair, if you will.
That's where I meant to go the whole time. I just
Okay.
didn't want to say, hey, I'm going to go to the secret hideout across the street from the clothing store.
I figured as much, but I was just saying.
So, yeah. And noticing it's closed, I thought maybe we could try there too, but we'll do that as a second option. And turn and hit the place across the street first.
Okay.
Go across the street, and is there like a door knocker, or is it just like a...
I don't recall if there was a door knocker. We'll say that yes, there is.
All right, I'll use it.
You knock on the door, and don't see or hear anything for a moment. And then the little wooden shutter on the door kind of like pulls to the side, and you see a pair of feline eyes staring through. Yes.
Is it one of... Did it sound like one of Wynn's sisters?
Possibly. Just see the pair of like these golden eyes that are looking through.
Here with a bit of a proposition.
You see one of the eyes kind of raises an arched eyebrow. Oh. And then it widens. Oh. Door shuts. Or the little slide shuts. And as the door opens, I didn't recognize you at first. Come in, come in. This was one of her sisters. Wind. Not Wind, Thife. Wind is the one. Yeah, Thife.
I'll take the cloak hood down and step in and make sure I don't like just stop right in the doorway so that Soul can also get in.
Yeah, for sure. So she opens the door and then closes it as you guys enter inside.
Remind me, have I met her before? Or has Soul has?
I don't think so. You've just met Wind.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
So you can hear the rain still falling on the outside of the door, but you are now in this warm, comfy, dark space, Soul. This room has... you see that the length of the building that was across the street from this shop is basically almost hollow on the inside, where it appears to be like an apartment kind of building where it's got a couple of windows on the outside, an occasional balcony that doesn't like those little not real balconies that just have like the wire grating that kind of comes up and covers it, you know what I mean? But this entirety of the inside is completely hollowed out, so you can see all the way up 3 stories, and then they have these long chandeliers that hang down about halfway that cast this warm light into the space. There's a couple of furniture in here, and it almost looks somewhat like a how am I thinking of this? Urban styled things where it's like kind of gutted out. The inside of the building kind of is gutted out, but it has a really plush carpet with some really fancy looking velvet furniture, a couple like tables and coffee tables that are set off to the side. It's very, I guess urban. There's another term that I cannot seem to...
Art Deco.
It is a little bit of that. Yeah. It's a little bit of that, but with
Boho.
boho. Yeah, but with that vibe of having been like very
Design on a dime.
not obscure either, but very minimalist kind of thing, right? But the tabaxi that is here before you looks kind of similar, almost in every way, to Wind. In fact, like fur coloration wise, she's exactly the same. The shading of her eyes is probably a little different than Wind's. Hers is Life's is more golden, whereas Wind's is more green. But she doesn't wear the more athletically inclined clothing. She has more like very loose fitting, dressy kind of, almost like nightgowny material that doesn't leave much for any sort of imagination to it. but she just kind of almost in that like genie, I Dream of Genie kind of style. It's just
Yeah.
very comfortable silk pajamas, that kind of thing. But she looks at up and down at Iskra and comes over and like gives her an embrace, pulls back and then looks over at Soul and hi, what brings you back here? You said you had a proposition?
Yes. One of my friends, Sonder, he and I are both from monastic orders. And he has a matter of honor he needs to settle while he's here in the city.
I see. Is everything all right?
It will be once this is resolved. The problem is, we need to send someone a message, and we're not sure that they will respect the terms if we show up ourselves.
I am not, I'm afraid I am not the person that you are probably wanting to speak to. Do you wish to talk to the doctor or one of the others of the body?
I think it's probably best if we leave the body out of this.
You see her ears kind of twitch backwards and like forwards a little bit nervously. Oh. Okay. How? Come sit. Well, do you want to sit down, or I don't know how I can. How can I assist or help? Be of any help?
We just need someone to go to the Tower of Shields and arrange a meeting.
I see. A meeting? Have you not been in contact with my sister?
Not since last night. She didn't return?
Oh no, I saw her last night. But she said she was going out today, so I figured she must be out with you.
No, we haven't seen her all morning.
She's probably... Wind has a tendency to move where she wants, hence the name Wind. She's probably doing something.
Wind is your sister. I thought
yes.
you looked familiar.
Wind is, we are triplets.
Oh,
So, yes, she is my sister. One of the more carefree ones, of course, but still, she... Curious. If you wish, I can if you wish to leave a message for Wind, she can, I'm sure she will be more than happy to do this delivery if you wish. I myself generally don't leave the confines.
I didn't figure you would have to do it yourself.
Just have a message delivered.
Keep it on the lower levels of things. You understand we don't want to bring them in yet. The matter is between my friend and this other monk, and keeping it between those two is how I want it and how we want it to protect you.
I see. Okay. Yes, I can do that. No problem. Do you have this message that you wish delivered? I can have one of the runners go and take it? Or is it just a verbal message?
Here. Boy, I hope she speaks common. And I will write a note.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I think she spoke common when I was fighting her in that room.
Fume?
And
Oh yes,
Saunders, yeah.
definitely. It's very. It's more like the average Thayan citizen, particularly that speaks Thayan regularly, but that you have seen, like, it's not everyone all the time that doesn't speak Thayan. Or
Right.
doesn't
And so
speak common,
Iskra
sorry.
wasn't there in that room. I think she was in a different battle. So Sol will mention, she knows common Iskra.
And I will say Fume, it's time to settle this. Come alone or bring a second. We'll be ready either way. Fairgrounds tonight.
Okay.
And and also say this is a contest between dragons. Leave it that way.
Mm-hmm.
To hope that she doesn't bring fans along.
For sure. All right.
One.
Well
and
done.
then I'll hand it to Thife, you said was her name?
Mhm.
And you can read it if you want. So you know what needs to go there. There's a fire genasi staying at the Tower of Shields. That's who it needs to go to.
Okay. Sure. Yes, of course. Fire Genasi, the Tower of Shields. She looks like, just scratches at her face for a second, like looking at the note. A contest of dragon? Are there dragons in the city?
It's more of an honor code thing. You don't have to worry about actual dragons, like a metaphor.
But I mean, dragons do exist. We've seen them, so you never know.
Oh, I've seen them too. I just
Someone
was
punched Soul in the
sure.
There are dragons here?
Well, I don't know if they're still here, but I have seen dragons here in the city before.
Were they bad dragons, or...?
They were. They didn't hurt anybody, but they came with a delegation that was coming to Mount Thay. There were 2 or 3 of them, actually.
Oh, well,
This was
the
some
one
time
that
ago.
the one that we saw was white colored, I think.
Oh yes, a white dragon. I don't recall his name. I don't think we ever got to make the acquaintance of the particular cult members that came, but I do remember seeing them. Very magnificent creatures. Green, red, and blue. And white. That's 4. Yes, 4.
Winoth. That was his name.
Oh. Winoth. I like the sound of that. I wonder where he is now. Anyway, I am going to take this message and I will make sure that it is taken care of. Best of luck, I suppose, to your friend. Pardon me, but are they going to duel? That would be very exciting to see.
If you promise to stay out of sight, I don't mind if you come.
As I said, I would love to see this, but I never really leave. So I just stay here. But if you would, do tell me the story afterward. I would love to experience it, even if it is secondhand.
I'll be sure to spill the details.
Excellent. And looking forward to the story. Do you want to go back outside, or do you want? I can lead you down to the lower passages if you wish to navigate that way. I know that it is a mess, and you are all mostly you. She looks over, so mostly you, very wet.
Yeah.
The passageways aren't flooded?
Oh no, not yet. But I'm sure that there are challenges, but they aren't flooded. It would take a lot more water than this to flood all of the passages. It's just
by the
a few
way, Five,
waterfalls. Yes.
I noticed a guard with a crossbow on the roof of one of the buildings on our way here. Is that ordinary?
From what the other legs of Isidorus have told me, no, not normally. Well, sometimes there are guards that are closer to the fortress, but deeper into the city. Was it close by?
Relatively, yes.
I'll make sure to pass that along to the other runners. I don't think we're going to be doing much in the way of business today, but just in case, it always never hurts to know. That is curious.
Yeah, that makes me a little worried too.
I mean, you passed by and they didn't shoot you, so I think that that's a good sign, yes?
We weren't doing anything conspicuous. No roof running. Just
so there
walking
you
in
go.
the streets.
I mean, if that were me, I would probably question why anybody would want to be outside right now, but that is because I don't like getting wet.
Stereotypes.
But if you wish, I can take you down below to the passages. You can go back wherever you're going, and I will pass it on to one of the runners and make sure that they deliver the message to Fume.
I don't mind either way, Iskra. I don't mind the rain.
Let's take the passages.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
It would be good to know them anyway.
So she takes you back to the door that is like further back in this room and opens it, leads you down the staircase and in through these lower passages. So you have you explored much of the lower passages aside from what was under the sandworm brew?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't think you went through. Aside from that, you haven't been anywhere else underneath.
Right, because when everyone was there with like Tall Bob, Soul wasn't.
Okay, so this space, the building looks like it just continues downwards. The only difference being that it has a little bit of this weird upside down vibe where the ceiling is made of stone and mortar and such, but the flooring that you're walking on is like wooden, like a wooden floor, like you're walking on a deck, basically. But so it almost looks like where normally that would be like the rooftop or something. It is like kind of upside down in that sense. So they're like, as you're walking, some of the wood panels creak a little bit as you continue down these passages that Scythe leads you through. Let me see here.
I'll try my best to keep a mental note of more or less like directions that we're going.
Okay. Yeah. To kind of like, yeah, I got you, to keep that in mind. As you are navigating through some of these passageways, you pass rooms that appear to be more personal quarters kind of style. Some of the doors are open, some of the doors are locked. You pass by a couple of individuals that seem to just be chilling, kind of hanging out in rooms, either playing cards or dice games. Some of them like just peer up as you pass, just watching you as Thief leads you through this room, like a common room kind of thing, as they are entertaining themselves, doing whatever they can here down below.
I'll acknowledge the people who look at us with a little like sup nod.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. So. All right. As you are navigating through, occasionally you will find a spot where there's like a couple of windows that look out into darkness, and they're just like square cuts in the wall with a wooden shutter that is propped upwards, so you can kind of hear out into this echoing darkness of the cave that is like the underside of Amrutlar. And in that, despite the silence that you remember, Iskra, you can hear this like distant noise, I guess you would say, of the water like falling from different parts and like cascading into an open cavern. So you can imagine it kind of echoes a little bit. Occasionally when you walk by some of these windows, you'll see even like that there are streams of water that are running down the walls and just kind of like going down the sides of the wooden slats, just kind of falling out into the darkness beyond. And it's a slightly uncomfortable feeling. So just knowing that you have countless hundreds of feet of darkness that you are hanging above on the other side of this deck, or this flooring. And you can kind of see it occasionally as you walk. The wood creaks and you're looking down into this darkness that it just goes on and on and on and on and on. You continue on to another open door, and it opens up, and there is a like rope bridge that connects this one building to another building, and it gives you the first look of what some of this underside of Amrutlar looks like. And it literally looks like these hanging, almost like adobe style buildings that are suspended and clinging to the roof of this cave, lit by the torches that are either inside or hanging just outside these buildings. And you can see the long rope passages that dangle from one side to the other, and you hear this noise of distant waterfalls. Thief,
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
yeah, you might not want to this time. Thief stops at one of the doors and points out across the rope bridge that leads off into darkness. This bridge will take you back the closest way to where I believe you were staying close, or using the Sandworm's brew to be able to hide away. If you wish, go that way. At the intersection, you can either go back to the Sandworm's brew, or the other direction will lead you to the Salty Prince, whichever way you are intending to go. But I will make sure that I will pass this to one of the boys back there, and they will deliver your message. I'm assuming you want it delivered as soon as possible, yes?
Sooner the better.
Understood. And don't worry. I'll make sure that this doesn't go too far up the chain. I know just
for your help, Thief.
Of course. I know just the one.
It was nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you as well. Hopefully we'll see each other soon after this contest of dragons, or whatever it is that you are going to be doing.
Okay.
Hopefully, indeed. Tell Wind we say hi.
Of course. Yes. if I see her first, of course. I'm sure she's probably already waiting for you back to return. It would not surprise me. She's everywhere, always. But good luck. Bye. She goes back inside, closes the door, leaving you there on like this little patch of rock that is connected to the rope and wood bridge that goes off into the darkness.
All right.
Have you already gone through here before, Iskra?
Not this particular direction, but should be straightforward enough with our instructions. I did not bring my goggles, though. I'm going to take the cloak and wring it out a bit with the fabric above my knuckles,
Okay.
and let the light bioluminescence start up in the water. And then start just kind of shaking it back onto the cloak, so we now have a light source.
That's awesome.
That's being resourceful.
And then this
with little sparkles of blue glowing.
Mm-hmm.
This bridge, is it a kind that moves as you step on it, or is
A
it
little
just
bit?
hard?
It's a very thick rope, but it's still kind of shifty. Yeah, it's still a rope and wood bridge, but it looks well maintained and well used. But it's still a wood plank and rope bridge that goes across these expanses underneath. And you get the feeling that they are designed in a way like this on purpose, so that if they need to cut off a section, they can cut off a section.
Soul is going to ready. God, I can't think right now. The wild shape he's just gonna ready wild shape just in case his weight is too much for this bridge.
Okay. Excellent.
Thank
Alright.
you, Junior.
Yeah, we'll get a move on.
Alrighty. Heading back towards the Salty Prince. Um,
Yes.
Sonder, you are in.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
You are back in the room still
Yeah.
with Renan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kindred.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
No, I was
you
gonna
okay?
say something to you, but
Oh.
you're
You've
talking.
We've been at that
Thundercloud.
window for a while. You okay?
I've been better, but I suppose I've been worse as well, so. I struggle when someone that I've grown to trust doesn't see fit to return it. I don't trust easily. I'm too old for that.
Something about me. Something about you makes me feel like you also have a tragic backstory.
I suppose that depends on what you consider tragic, but
The things I've noticed along the way. You've been hurt by something. A death. Betrayal. That I don't know. But I've been through something similar myself. Though Kindred is hard to understand. He believes he knows the best for all of us. He has good intention.
The curse of our people. You
I
know,
was wrong.
sometimes, quite honestly, I envy all of you. You are so short-lived. It makes the prospect of death so much more important.
When it comes to things that are life or death, I would like for the people I am around to be able to share details that could affect those things. So, I appreciate this truth magic you have.
Makes things simpler. As I said, I'm too old to play these games. Perhaps at some point, Kindred will learn to be old enough not to play them too. You say that I look like I have prayed, have been hurt by death. This is true. And I hope you do not live long enough to experience the amount of death and betrayal that I have. Enough of this talk. Shall we get a drink?
We can. I'm glad though that Matthew's experienced has not turned you into someone bitter. I'm glad to have you on our team.
I'm glad to be on it.
I do worry Kindred will learn his lesson when his secrets get one of us killed.
Can only hope that it isn't you.
Good thing we have you around. Look out.
Hopefully.
Oh, thanks for on. You're like, hope it's not you. It's like, oh, okay. Well,
Could be anybody else,
the
but
rest,
not.
yeah, the rest of us are fine.
Later that exact minute.
No, the message there is that he would rather it be him than Sonder. Or anybody else. But he would rather it be him than Sonder.
I made the friendship ranking chart. Would you like to see?
It
Wait,
goes
I shared
up and
that
down.
file to you?
It's like
Wow,
our
I'm not
pictures
even
are
on it.
magnets. So
That
he
way they can easily
constantly
switch them
move-
out.
Yeah.
I just dropped to the very bottom.
Just
Oh wow,
slide
it's laminated and everything.
It's like an
How the hell
RPG
did
where
he
it's
put
like
that much
Renan didn't
super
like
glue
that.
on Kindred?
Sounds about right. All right. So,
Up for a drink.
off to the drink. Yes, you go downstairs to where I think Ardrin and Kindred are still at. I believe. Galil.
The only thing I would have said about that is knowing that Kindred still had some chores and messages he needed to do. Eventually, over the course of some silence, you would have offered Kindred to use his room for some of that instead of using Iskra's.
Okay.
I'm finished. Then we had the Spanish Inquisition, but I'm good.
I think I should have expected it.
Should have known. One mind can outsmart the bunch of y'all.
Arjun really has nothing further to add after like the tirade that already kind of happened. So,
And then I'd say what we're down there for like probably like the betterment of like half an hour at least.
Oh yeah, if you want to take a
Maybe
short
a
rest
li-
now, because in the time that like it takes
That's what I'm aiming
Iskra to
for.
go and Soul to go down there, and then as they're making their way back and all the other things, time is weird and
Time is
wibbly
a
wobbly.
word soup.
All that weird timey-wimey crap.
So then I just leave it up to a roll sporadically throughout that entire time without being too obvious. I would have just like asked Huzzah, because I know they want to plan on meeting at the fairgrounds. Could I just kind of like pick his brain to see like, oh, like does anyone out there at this time? Like, does it just empty space? What do y'all do when the races aren't? Like little things to like prepare if we're gonna be out there.
Okay.
Charisma roll.
Sure.
Wish me luck. Oh, I still have inspiration if I need it. I will use the inspiration. Much better. Okay. Charisma. 17.
I would heavily doubt, sir, that anybody would be out there at this time.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
The fairgrounds are empty. There is no one. It's you're specifying like the ones that are out in the canyon, right? Because otherwise there are no real fairgrounds anymore because they were lifted and moved. That's like the only kind of fairgroundy kind of thing. I'm assuming you're talking about, right?
Yes. I'm looking at Iskra, yes.
Yes, that's the one.
And
The one we went through.
Yeah.
and then just any details of like are there traps or not traps, that's too obvious. Subtleties. Do people go out there? Is it rumors? Anything?
any safety concerns for would-be tourists?
I'm unsure. Normally, I don't leave the city unless I absolutely have to. I would not see why that would be of interest to anybody once the races are finished. There's nothing out there. The place is abandoned, though guarded, just in case miscreants would try and sabotage things for the next competitors, unsavory types that might try and get a upper hand for the next race.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
You're not planning on going, are you?
No,
Well,
but
not
we
with
did hear
that kind of
someone say
warning.
they were trying to. Just told them it wouldn't be a good idea, and I'm glad to hear I'm right.
He looks to Ardren.
What's our tab?
Back to Kindred. Over to Ardren. I have been instructed that is all being prepaid for by the princess.
But someone as smart around as you've been keeping a tally. What's our tab? That was a wink in case you can. It was all weird.
I know, sir.
Winks, tap on his foot, elbow, wink, wink.
At this point,
Say no more,
sir,
say no more.
you're looking at 5 gold.
And I got this one, Ardren. I put down 10 because I saw what our unrefined friend into the floors, and I just noticed it was already taken care of. So let me take care of this.
I am diligent in my work, sir.
I see that.
I
and
keep
just
this
to make sure that's
place
rewarded.
clean. Clearly, you can't count up to past 5.
Whatever will I do? Did he just like brace my hand?
Thank you, sir. No, he just grabbed.
I know.
He grabbed it, pulled it off. Thank you, sir. No emotion change on his face whatsoever.
That's what I expect. Yep.
I'm done at 5 p.m.
I can teach you how to ensnare the mind and even put a stopper in death.
I guess I'll put the antidote in his drink later.
Ah, Gradikotsky, perfect timing.
That is kind of what I was going for. Go
And
ahead,
that
go
is why you're nice to the quiet kid, people.
on. Exactly.
So then we'll just kind of wait around until either Iskra gets back with word or Fume comes back and we hear, what's up?
Fume? Fume's coming back?
Well,
Just
Eventually.
bust it, but kicks at
Just
the door.
Kool-Aid Manning it through the wall.
oh yeah! Where's Saunders?
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Alrighty.
I guess we're just gonna be waiting for
We
Renan
have
and
wait.
Saunders to
She
come to the
shows
bar.
up when he's actually not here, and we're just like, oh, well, if you want to come back and find out.
Alright.
He's busy getting his pump on. He wants to get ready for the fight. Just tick 5, number out.
There's a training montage going on.
Training
montage.
Alright. Well, as Sonder and Renan come down to the bar and join you for beverages, Sol and Iskra are returning to the Salty Prince via underground passage. Galil is nursing a headache in his room with his big kitty. We're gonna go to break because it is a good time before.
We're going to montage.
Yes, before the
We're
work.
running out to save the motherfucking day. Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, we will be back in about 10 minutes
After this montage.
after this montage. Indeed. Oh my god, who's dead?
Get those
Hecko,
80
we're just
synthesizers
going. Hecko, we're just going to break.
Galil's
So
dead.
no one. Galil is dead.
Ready to go
And
to
so
break. There hasn't been a raid
so
yet.
is Sonder. And I think we're just gonna. It's just gonna like TNT line their way across. It's gonna be Sonder, Galil, Ardren, Iskra, Kindred, Renan, and Sol's gonna be the last one with a TNT that goes. Yeah, sick. Everyone's hopes and dreams. Who's dead? Everyone's hopes and dreams. I like that. That's pretty great. All right.
Stand up!
Here we go. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. Hello. Welcome back. Do or whatever. We are here to play some D&D and do things. Both. I don't know where I was going with that. My mind left. I was gonna say something and benign, both hostile and benign. But you guys are all good people. You would never do anything wrong, nor hurt or harm anyone, right?
I gotta go.
Right.
I mean, have you met me? And I mean Kendra, not me in real life. So probably both.
I mean, it's fine. It's
Both?
fine. It's fine.
Both
it's
is
fine.
good. Both?
Both. Okay. I think the last. There you go. Kind of focused-ish. Focus. That's why I took my autofocus off, because it kept doing that all the time, and I was like, nope, I can't. I can't deal with this.
We're gonna go ahead and do a little retcon because it was so stormy outside. Sol and Iskra decided to just stay and have tea with us at the hideout.
They're just
Tea
gonna hang out.
party.
Tea party forever.
Teapot cuddle puddle? I mean, that sounds pretty great.
I'm
Oh
down.
yeah.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Yep, I love the tea. Love the tea. Okay. All right.
I think there's something there that wasn't there
Before.
before.
All right, so Sonder and Renan, you have met up with Ardrin and Kindred that are sitting at the bar having a little drinky drink. You hear the front door of the Salty Prince open as it does with like a little chime, and Hazant like looks at you guys and is just like, "Don't break anything," and walks away as he goes to attend to whoever just came inside.
We broken anything yet?
His hopes and dreams. And his spirit.
But he did leave the bottle closer to you guys so that you could get to it if you needed to.
Good man.
He knows what's up. He knows what's up. All right.
He
Maybe a
knows
shrewd old
chronic
bastard,
day
but he
drinkers
knows
when
his
he sees
clients.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Truth. Oh.
What?
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
What is this random creature going to be? I'm almost afraid you have to say what it is. PSS.
I like how it's got that.
Yeah, I know. The
Yes.
changing of the music is very apt.
Random thought appears.
A beholder. No.
Sonder and Renan, are you just aside from coming down to get a drink, are you wanting to say anything or do anything before we continue on? Got it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we
They
head
ran into a
down,
basilisk in the catacombs.
before we head down, I want to try to get Kindred back for what he did.
Oh, okay.
Out of
So-
character, I think Sonder was aware that it was both Kindred and Galil, not just Kindred alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're
To
right.
be fair.
So,
No one's seen Galil for a while though. I wonder why.
I want to get like a sheet of paper out, and with my calligraphy abilities, I'm going to stop and write out, "Fuck you, cordially, Sonder." Roll that up into a little scroll and tie that off, or keep it sealed, and try to find like some kind of basket or bowl to put it into,
Okay.
and leave it at Kindred's store.
Well, okay. Kindred doesn't have a room here at the moment, but you can keep that
I will leave
for.
it at Galil's store.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Leave it at Gilio's door. As you go down and you meet up with your companions. Where am I? Let's change this. Change this to this.
It should also be noted that Renan has posted some pretty sweet art of Sonder.
Oh, nice. Okay. If you are not already part of our lovely little Discord, you can find us here as well as our Twitter for whatever Twittery things you would like. But if you go there and join us in Knights of Silver Moon Discord, if you go down to campaign art, ooh,
The background is so good.
Yeah, look at that champagne art there.
Wow.
That's
God, that's gorgeous.
Why do
Well
you
done.
only have 4 toes? No, I'm sorry.
Well, he did win the fight with Fumes, but
He lost his own
Bye.
bra.
He needed
yeah.
to fit into the glass slipper for Princess.
Nice.
No.
Love it. I
Good
love it.
one.
Ooh, that's nice.
I know everybody's liking it. I can see the numbers jumping up on the reactions. Beautiful. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
That's gorgeous.
Ooh.
Walking up to the bar, I will grab a bottle of vodka that is within reach, and then I will spin and I will use thaumaturgy to cause a gust of wind to blow across the bar, like in a general direction that we can all assume. And I will walk back across the room to wherever the nearest window is and look out the window.
That's trademarked already.
Find your own thing,
It's-
bitch.
Okay.
What?
So you open one of the windows so that you can look outside as you get a drink and go sit by a table and brood and look outside the window. Ish.
No, I will just be holding a bottle of vodka,
Yeah.
staring out a window, standing at a window.
Got it. Hazant reappears.
Nobody need no glasses.
He stole something.
He looks over in the direction, raises an eyebrow, looks at you, Kindred, and just kind of almost smirks a little bit, which is kind of more along the unsettling side.
It's like when Wednesday smiles.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of scary. So, if you would come with me, please. I've been instructed to fetch you.
Okay. Yeah, get up, put everything, and I go to hug Sonder. I mean, not Sonder, Ardrin, because he's right next to me.
Wow. Okay.
Not you.
Not Sonder.
Yeah. fuck Sonder.
I think back to the message I wrote.
And in that swift moment, if you allow it, a snake slithers into your little jacket coat.
I've heard some euphemisms.
It gives me willies every time you do that. You're just like, and then there goes a snake down your shirt. And it's like, no.
I love snakes.
I
Well,
know,
sure.
he's
That's why I'm
that's
trading you.
awesome.
For
It's
one.
a little sneaky.
It's just this.
Yep. And I just kind of this little smirk when I see him like react to it. Okay, I'll be right back, and I will follow Huzzah.
All right. Hazant turns, his arms crossed in front of him, walks back to the front room, and then off into a side door where it looks like there's like a little office.
Is he in front of me?
Yes.
Okay. As soon as I like get 10, 15 feet away from the group, I'm gonna reverse the feed on my spice member.
Okay. So you have the broadcast outwards to everybody.
Everyone except for Stolen Isker, because I don't know what they're doing, so they might be preoccupied. I don't want to distract.
Fair enough. Good call. Good call. You open the door. He opens the door and steps aside and allows you to enter. And you can see it looks like manager's office kind of thing. And by the desk back to the door is a cloaked and hooded figure that has like clearly just been out in the rain. Still kind of dripping on the floor. Hazant looks non-phased at all, but then kind of smirks a little bit as you like lets you go inside the door.
It takes a few moments because I'm just kind of like cautiously go have a seat, but try to make it look like I'm not worried.
The door closes behind you.
Do I hear a click like it locked?
No, just
Okay.
the door closing.
Okay.
And upon the door closing, the figure turns around and removes the hood.
Old man Seamus.
Your skin crawls for a moment as you recognize the figure, maybe not immediately, but quickly afterward. A red mage stands before you. Skithris, the man you had seen before.
Skeksis.
In his arms is a wrapped leather bundle. He looks at you, gives you a once over, looks at the
I do
door.
the same. We're like both eyeing.
Eyeing each other up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make this brief. I am under the understanding that we have a ally in common. I was instructed to present you with this. And he puts the package on the desk. Doesn't hand it to you, just puts it on the desk. It's wrapped up. And you can see it had gotten kind of wet, but the leather bindings of it have kept kept it from getting wet on the inside. I trust that you will do your part in the promises that have been made to me. Then we have an understanding. He pulls up the hood. It takes a couple steps past you, looks you up and down
once
again.
he stands up, I'll stand up with him.
He was standing up to begin with.
Oh,
was,
okay, yeah.
He just
When
kind
he
of
walks past me, I just bow and blessed be the fruit.
Yes, the fruit. He goes to the door and opens it and walks out. And you can feel your pulse beating faster and faster as you had this brief brush with someone. You have the package there on the desk.
I just stand there and finally exhale and it's whoa. And it's probably a good 30 seconds before I even look back at the package to comprehend what the fuck just happened. And I'm alive, and then I'll turn off the feed and go and kind of undo the bindings and see what I have.
You go to the package, and as you bring it around and start taking off the bindings, you can see that one corner of the leather that has been wrapped of this parcel has an emblem that has been raised or sunken into the leather, kind of just brand
embossed
marking. Embossed. Yeah. It is a symbol of a basilisk.
Well done.
The wrapping falls away, and inside you see neatly folded a set of red wizard robes. On the top of it, 2 decent-sized vials. One with a liquid inside that looks dark reddish in color. And as you pick it up, it slides down the sides of the glass, almost like slightly congealing, clumpy blood.
Coagulated blood.
Coagulated, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. But it leaves that a reddish, transparent sheen to the inside of the bottle. the other one, another bottle of, as you like kind of lift it and move it a little bit, it doesn't really move as much. It looks black and ichor-like. You feel the same kind of prickly feeling go across your arms and up your spine as that presence starts to slink back into your mind once again. And you feel like the beginning tones, the whispers that kind of sound through your mind.
A great harvest indeed, I see.
Something to help you on your way a little bit with what we need for you to begin to study.
So I take it I'm gonna be amongst the enemy in even deeper shit.
That's one avenue. And an interesting one, but
No denying that.
I was thinking making your book. These robes will be useful. You can wear them or pulp them to make paper.
Noted.
The other components as well, for the ink and the binding.
Right. So, projects set aside. So it seems like Galil has shut you out for lack of a better understanding, I guess.
I am disappointed that he doesn't trust me.
What was that? No.
A mouse
It
squeaks
makes me
by.
need a drink.
Well, he elaborated briefly on things, and are you on this plane or another? If I may boldly ask.
I
Do you call the
entered this
abyss-
plane when he left it. But I don't inhabit it in the same way as you or he.
Do you call the abyss home?
It was perhaps a home to me for a short time. Rather, I think of it as an origin point.
Every story has a beginning.
Indeed.
The interesting thing is, how will your story end?
That's what remains to be seen.
Well, I am very thankful for this year's harvest. Looking forward to sowing more seeds.
As am I. This new information, how does it sit with you?
Like you said, everyone has to have a starting point, and I think the more interesting thing is the journey along the way to the end. That really counts.
As do I. There are many potentialities.
Exactly. But you do understand my friends are still off limits.
Nothing I've said to you has been a lie.
I know. And I have no reason to distrust you for now. I just wanted to make that clear. That I'm willing to bear the burden of whatever our friendship blossoms. But I don't want any of possible blight splashing onto them. That's on me.
Understood.
Okay. Blessed be the fruit.
As
God
that
damn it, Soul.
that last little bit fades away, you can feel that those whispers that crawl through your mind once again as that feeling dissipates. And now, like, with each conversation, you can feel more of that presence as it like wraps around your body, and you feel it now withering back into this very core of you, the very center of your being, as it just seems to be that seems to be where it blossoms out from, and now where it like retracts into.
I will rewrap the package and put it in my bag, and I'm in an office, right?
You are in the office.
What's in this office? Well, I'm alone.
Zu, go ahead and make a perception check as the rest of you who have heard Kindred's conversation up to a point now have heard nothing for a couple minutes.
Has Malzahar reacted
damn
in
it.
any way?
I don't think so. No.
Because there was a very quick "I'm alive" and then just click. Gonna give that a second, and he doesn't come out. Arjun will get up and try to look for him, but he doesn't actually know which room he was.
Right. You just saw that he went towards like the front, the lobby, basically, if you will.
As he gets down into that hall, Arjun's gonna try and reach out with the spies member. Kindred, you all right? Just oddly, admiring like a little painting or trinket or something.
I rolled a 1, so I'll say I start to look at stuff, and when you come back in my head like that, I knock over a stack of papers like, fuck! You put them back in and just walk out.
Okay. You had looked around. This looks like probably, let's say Persephone. It looks like probably like a manager's room, but it doesn't look like it's more for conversation with a guest, probably privately, more so than an actual office. It doesn't really have
an
much
office kind of thing.
Yeah, it's got more of the way of decoration than it does like, books and paperwork for the place. But you walk out of the room and into the lobby with the bundle in your arms.
Oh, it's in the bag.
Okay. Hazant, we'll say, is finishing looking over at some stuff by the secretary kind of desk at the entrance there, the hostess stand, as he sees you get out of the room. Are you wishing to return to your beverages, sir?
Yes, please.
Excellent. And he turns and walks back towards the bar, leaving you and Arjun there in the hallway or in the entrance.
To escort Kindred back, he'll kind of just sidle up close, like he's going to put his arm around him to let Malzahar kind of coil out.
He stays. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I guess I'm getting a new belt.
Love it.
That's part of Ian too, because he's part of me.
Oh my god.
I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
I love it.
Yeah, he's
like games with me.
I like to imagine him just biting the end of his own tail as alive, but
Yeah, just pretends. Just pretends. All right. You return to your beverages. Iskra and Soul. You find your way through the under passages of Amrutlar. And indeed, the closer you get to the wall where you are more familiar with the passage between the Sandworm's Brew and the Salty Prince, there is indeed quite a number of cascading small waterfalls that either wash across the stone or the wood and just kind of generally just make things wet and uncomfortable, or precarious, I should say, as you are continuing your travels. But you make it back to the hallway that leads to the back entrance of the Salty Prince and find the lever that opens the door that shifts aside as you guys go into the room. What are you guys doing?
From where? So now we're inside.
The
We're
Salty
going
Prince.
into the Salty Prince, right?
Yes, you are back.
Okay. I'll walk in and just glance around and see if I see any of our friends.
Do we intersect as we're heading back?
I would maybe not necessarily, because this is like a separate part of the restaurant. So I would say by the time that they come out, you have already reconvened back in the main room.
Okay.
Where are you guys going?
Do I
Let's go ahead,
see?
so-
Do I see
Yeah, I
anybody?
would imagine, sure, you would probably peek around as you were leaving the restaurant side of the Salty Tavern.
I'll go head over to the table where I see everyone is. If I'm not mistaken, Renan is looking out of a window.
Mm-hmm.
Graham and
Holding a bottle of vodka.
Graham and Kindred are together. And remind me, Sonder, did you meet up with them too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Got a drink. I'm sipping a gin.
And juice. Okay.
Just gin.
But he doesn't really
Chilled
want
gin.
to.
Sipping on gin and juice. Okay, so we'll walk over. Hey guys, we are back.
How did your errands go?
I think it went well from what Iskra needed to do.
Undo my cloak and give it a quick shake and let all of the illuminated water fall off and stop glowing.
Okay.
Wait, are you inside?
Yeah.
Before his aunt gets the chance to see this, I point at it and just trace some things in the air, and it's gone.
And then fold it over one arm and have a seat with everyone. Well, it's done. I gave a message to Wynn's sister, and she's going to pass it along to Fume. Well, she's going to give it to a courier who will give it to Fume. The fairgrounds tonight, Sonder. I hope you're ready.
I appreciate this favor. I'll pay it back.
You'll pay it back by winning.
And if you would like, I could stay close to you in some kind of animal form.
I want this to be a fair fight.
I
know she's not going to play fair. And if that happens, then we can match that, but I'd hope she has some kind of honor in this fight.
I tried to express as such too.
I appreciate that.
Can I get 2 shot glasses and a bottle?
Sure, some.
Maybe now
Has
would
he
be
just
the
been
good time.
looming over the table this entire time?
No, but he's there
Just
by the
cleaning that
bar
one glass over and
forever.
So it kind of shakes a little of the wetness away.
I
Just
do
like
the same thing because I'm
collecting
like,
the water.
and I'll take the 2 glasses and I go sit right in front of Sonder and me and him, and I pour, and I'm like, listen, this bitch came and choked you in your sleep. nothing she does is going to be fair. And what did I tell you in the bar? You can try to purify her or whatever it is that you monks do with, I don't know. But the moment she does something, and I'm pretty sure she's going to do something, I told you I'm going to kill her. So don't tell us you want a severe fight and try to interfere with me killing her, because you don't. She's not going to do it. And I know I'm being rude, but I just want you ready for this, because she's going to do it. And then I hold the shot glass up. You understand?
Understand.
Huzzah!
What?
To that end, not necessarily to give you an edge, but to give you a defense against something maybe she or her benefactor might attempt. It could at least give you a bit of a mental shield in the lead up to the fight.
Yeah, you've done it before, and it felt good. I think that'd be helpful.
All right.
Oh, that reminds me. Apparently, Sonda, there were dragons that were here in this town a while back. Apparently, they were of the different colors. Blue, green, white, and was it red?
You children of Tiamat met here.
She said that they were not doing any harm. So I guess that means they are allies.
On their way to Mount Thay.
They must have been meeting.
Of course,
Maybe
we
we
know
can
what
get-
happened to the white dragon.
So they weren't doing anything, no harm. That's good. Maybe there's
Well-
more to find out there.
Seeing where this is going, I'd like to spice the group. Everyone except Sonder. Sorry, Sonder.
Okay.
Let's not put any more on his plate. I know we're putting a lot of pressure on him, and I don't want him thinking of more than, I want him focused. I'm sorry if I'm rude.
While I haven't agreed with some of the ways you've said it, I do agree to an extent with the sentiment. So, we're on board. At least I am. Sonder, what can we do to help you keep your head in the game until then?
I just know that there is something more to her. Bahamut said himself. There's more at play than just her rage in this evil that has come over her. If there comes a time when it seems like I may be losing, I want you all to stay away. I can give you a signal if it gets bad. Could at least have your respect on that.
I won't let her defeat you, but I understand if you want to do it on your own as far as you can. So, as long as you give your word that you will let us know if it becomes too much.
If it is a trap, if she comes with more to capture me, I don't want you to risk your lives to try and save me. This is my battle.
In the note, I did let her decide some of the terms, as would be fair since we initiated, whether she brought a second or not.
I don't imagine it would be go again.
I don't. She also had another friend, this Televor. He's been surprisingly. He or she was I forget.
Was it he?
Okay. He's been surprisingly absent here as of late. And I know Lagan is not going to be her second, unless they pull something out of their ass.
He described himself to me as a healer. He may be waiting somewhere if things go south for her.
Things got bad in the Mine Palace. She escaped. She got away. She didn't want to continue. Because I started to see her trauma.
I don't think all of us always have the largest say in our own path, so I admire what you're trying to do, Sonder.
If I do pass, I wanted to go over the terms of my will.
So, unfortunately, at this particular moment, I send feedback through the Spy's Murmur for everyone. As I have dropped the bottle of vodka and am running across the room towards the stairs to head up to Galil. Because Galil doesn't have his Spy's Murmur in, right?
No.
Correct.
And as I'm disappearing up the stairs, running for Galil, I say through the Spy's Murmurs, there's a party of 6 coming from the fortress. They're heading directly for us. And I disappear.
I'd like to think I tried to catch the bottle with my mage hand, but seeing as it came so fast, and then after hearing what you said, that no, I didn't.
And he was far. He was far enough away to where you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You just see a flash of silver, blue, and wings go whoosh.
America?
We all have to do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the liches of the United States of Fae.
Oh no.
Well, if this is coming, what do we want to do about it?
Not catching the bottle, I just looked back at Huzzah and I just mouthed the word
Hazan.
Sorry. I know.
Hazan just he looked more startled at the
ironic.
Yeah, Hazan looks more startled in the sudden movement of Renan, and as he runs past with no explanation, just leaves, and just But you guys see out the window that Renan had been looking about 300 feet out. Are 6 cloaked figures walking in this direction, 2 in the front and 4 behind them.
The passage Sol and I took. Quick.
Yeah, we can't let them distract us from the fume battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not arguing that. Let's go.
Arjun is running upstairs to make sure they got whatever they came with.
I'm going to run back over to the passageway and show everybody where it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Start, you pull the lever and flip it
Pull
open.
the lever, Kronk.
Pull the lever. Wrong lever! And Iskra falls down to it.
It's the goofy laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh-wee.
The duel for Saunders. Saunders duel.
Yes. It's all coming together.
Oh my god. Actually, you know what? I have
Oh my
that.
god.
No.
That's
Okay.
it. Game of Santos is over. That's all I've ever wanted.
He's like, I can quit now.
All right. Soul, what are you doing?
Damn nachos.
I ran for the
The passageway.
passageway. Yes.
Renan runs upstairs to Galil. Kindred, you are going.
Oh, I'm with Iskra going to the passage, but in that
Going to
time we
passage.
did get a short rest, right? I did get arcane recovery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, making sure that I can retake. these
Arjun,
spell
where are you going?
slots.
I was very quickly grabbing my bag, checking Iskra's room to make sure that there was nothing either of hers left there or of Kindred's or Galil's.
Well,
Run
I'm in my
upstairs.
room, so
200 feet.
Yeah,
Where
I
are the
didn't know
cats?
when you. Yeah,
fair enough.
Sandra,
Where are
what
the cats?
what are you
Very
doing?
important.
Sandra,
There
what
are
are
the
you doing?
tables, Renan.
I'm gonna go to my room real quick and grab my stuff and head down to where Iskra and Soul went to.
You
Soul, did you lead them to us because you sent the guy to the fortress?
If I did what?
The stable guy.
Sonder.
By the way, did
You were
anyone
the-
get my bloodhound fur for me? Thanks.
Nope. Sonder, you're the last one leaving the room. You pause as Hazant is like grabbing a freaking, what is it called? Like a dustpan and a rag to go pick up the bottle, which I don't think would have necessarily shattered because it is a carpeted floor, but it still made a mess, and so he's just going over to start like cleaning stuff up. You pause and hesitate, looking out the window at the 6 individuals coming towards you. There is a briefest moment. Jesus Christ, Galil. I know what you're doing, but it freaked me out because I looked over and I'm just like, saw Galil looking at me. There is the briefest moment where one of the hoods blows and shifts a little bit with the wind. And you see a glow of orange and red from beneath one of the hoods.
Wow, Galil. That is.
Do you continue up on the room or do you continue to watch? About 250 feet away. 250 feet away.
250 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
The other figures, can I try to make out what they look like?
Make a perception check as you squint, kind of like focus your eyes as best as you can through the rain that is falling outside. And it's not a heavy rain, but it's
Your
just a
fish
rain.
eyes see.
Yeah,
25.
25.
Damn, son.
Aside from the one that seems to have a glow beneath the hood, the one that is at her side, behind them, the cloaked figures seem to all be wearing masks.
Like monk masks?
The Iron
Iron
Shadow.
Shadow? Wait, so just Fume, the friend, probably. It's a total of 6.
There's a 6. Two in the front, very obviously leading the 4 that are behind. And as you continue to watch, you see the one that appears to be Fume looks over to the left and to the right. There's not much more besides that. But you see the 2 monks on the outer edges break off, leaving the 2 that are behind her. One goes off and disappears behind one of the buildings, and the other one kind of goes up along the wall and stops. Just seems to be stopping over an overhang of rock that kind of just keeps them from being continually drenched.
Yeah.
But she and the friend continue forward with the 2 behind her.
The focus on Fume. Look at her through the window.
And at this point, I mean, you're still far enough away to where you figure she can't see you. Like, it's just looking, you're just looking through the distance. They are now approaching 200 feet.
Concentrate and, like, try to connect to her
Sunder, what are you doing? We have to go.
Oh, you've already.
I'll
You're
be
in
like,
the other
we're
room.
waiting. If he's standing at the window, I'm gonna be like, what the
He's not
fuck?
standing at the window. He was about to leave the room, and it's kind of one of those things where he looked one last time before he left the room. So he's like at that corner of the wall of the door, but he's just kind of peeking out and looking across the dining room out the window to the other side. That's what I'm saying. It's not like he's like within super close line of sight. He's deep. Yeah, you're deeper in the building, right up
I am
against the door
definitely
wall.
standing there nervous.
Yeah, we're just kind of like, what is he?
Renan, you go up to Galil's room and knock on the door urgently, or are you just going through?
I mean, I suppose I can try to open the door if
I don't think it's locked.
it opens.
Is it
No?
locked?
Okay, then I just come flying into the room. Metaphorically speaking, not literally. And I, in kind of, a whisper scream, like when you're yelling at people.
Yeah.
But you're whispering.
Yeah.
You're not making it quiet at all.
Yeah.
There appear to be some of the Red Wizards, or perhaps members of the cult. I don't really know, but they were dangerous looking, dangerous enough that everybody's paying. Let's go.
You look out the window, Galil, to the open windows there in your room, and you can see the individuals walking towards you. You see the 6 people that are walking, and then the 2 in the so there's like the row of 4 in the back, and then the 2 in the front. 2 of them in the back split off. One goes deeper into the city, the other one stays by the wall, but the other 4 continue moving towards the building. They're about 200 feet away.
Okay, so I guess we're flying out of here.
Am I standing close enough to the window to see that?
Yeah.
You mean that literally, don't you?
Before I and Shadow, they're breaking off. And then Fume and her cleric friend, it seems. Maybe Lagan.
I look at Galil. It looks like it could be Fume.
Oh.
Thunder, what the hell are you doing being able to watch them in the first place? You should be gone.
This isn't the place. We haven't been able to set up, and it's not neutral territory.
Want anyone here to get hurt?
Well, then let's fucking go.
Am I able to connect to Fume? I try to reach out to her.
How would you like to attempt to do so?
Oh, bitch. What you doing?
Yo.
I do a straight wisdom roll.
Sure. Describe to me how your process here.
I'm gonna dig into my mind and try to visualize her walking towards me. And then, like, in the same kind of fashion that I would try to connect to the Spice Murmur, like, echo into what feels like her head.
I don't have an answer for that.
It don't work. It don't
The
work.
cosmos have
Alexa has
spoken.
spoken.
It's done. Like, that's
My
it.
God.
We can end the session there.
Why is that like a magic 8 ball?
Yes. I guess you don't want to play fair.
She goes up. You go up behind the wall. You're back where you had kind of been peeking over the side, right? Looking out the windows on the far side of the dining room. You turn your back up against the wall as you like try and concentrate, out of sight, trying to reach her mind. Something, anything. Go ahead and make your roll.
Aaron, because you
That did not move at
let-
all. What?
Aaron, because you did not
I don't
let
have
that
an answer for that.
divine enforcement of Alexa's will decide how this works, you are going to be the first to die out of us when the AI take over.
When the AI take over.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
A 10.
Yeah, my dice like fell straight down on the thing, and it did not move at all. It literally just whoop.
It knew.
You try and reach out, connecting your mind, yelling out as best as you can. And you hear outside a woman's voice shout, "I know you're in there!" I literally was like, oh shit. In the moment, Arjun, what are you doing?
You see him. He's in his
Yeah.
mind palace. Damn it. No.
Yeah.
Fume just walked into Saunders' actual room.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. Arjun, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Am
Where are
I?
you going?
Oh.
Oh, just let him.
We'll come. Okay. You
Am
good,
I
Saunders?
anywhere? Am I
Yeah,
close enough to the butler guy to say anything to him?
I mean, he's basically
Or
on the
she
other.
comes
She is not. Oh, I mean, you just hear her voice kind of echoing out in the street, calling out to the building in general. You know, last you saw, Hazant was by the window cleaning up the fallen vodka bottle.
They're going to surround the Salty Prince. So it's best that we just go underground to try to get out.
Let's hurry the fuck up, Sonder.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I'm waiting for him to literally come through that way I can shut the door.
Are you just going to ignore me?
Yes. Just kidding.
In my head, to her, I'll say, nobody else needs to get hurt. I'll meet you where we agreed.
You hear Hazant. Excuse me, what are you doing in here? Someone has entered the room. What are you doing?
If
You
he's
keep
not
leaving?
going, I'm pushing him at this point.
I will. Yeah, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
go.
You left? Okay.
Yeah.
You run towards the other room that has the secret tunnel.
Does it sound like he's hurting him?
You just hear like a startlement of like
anyone got
excuse
pushed,
me.
or-
Yeah, like he got pushed aside.
Okay.
Is like that kind of thing. Arjun, what are you doing?
Assuming I gathered whatever stuff was remaining of ours upstairs, I would have run down. I don't know where in the timeline this is now because things got all jumbled.
Well, yeah, because you're like having to run all the way up to the third floor and look around.
Mm-hmm.
You grabbed whatever you saw that your crew had left behind, and you're now headed down back again with your
Do I
stuff.
know of any other secret passages? I didn't know where we saw Murdoch disappear to. Was that on the ground floor?
That's
or
the
on
same. This is the only secret passage that
I see.
you are unaware of, and
Guess
it
I'm
is
just
on
gonna
the
head for
ground
that one.
and the tavern.
Do I get to them, or have I been killed by Fume in that time?
Renan and Galil, are you leaving through the inside, or are you booking it outside?
Well, I had asked him when he said, "Looks like we're flying out of here." I had said, "You meant that literally, didn't you?"
Yep.
Okay. So you guys take off from Galil's room?
I'm going to, like, if he tries to rush at the window to jump out the window, I'm gonna like hold him back, and I'm going to just sneaky stare off the edge, so that we can try to plan a good time to jump out the window.
There's like the windows that face towards a fortress are just like windows. There is more of the like balcony open door window that faces out towards the desert, and that has been like universal all the way up to the top. is they have those balcony and exits. He does have Oreo with him in the room.
Is there
That's why I
one?
have to.
Do we know that we have one on the opposite side of the building?
It's the room covers the entirety of. You're basically like in a tower
Okay.
turret. All that goes all the way up. So the entire
On the
floor.
opposite side of the room?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Then yes, I would. I'm still going to be watching to see if I can see what the.
I would say by
Monks
this
are doing?
point you have seen that the two monks have kind of created just a line standing in the middle of the road between the Salty Prince and the fortress, and then you would have heard Fume shouting at the building in general before moving out of line of sight towards the building itself.
The other
So
side
you-
then?
Are you guys booking it, Galil?
Yep.
Perception check out the other side to see if I can see anything like on the rooftops across towards the desert. That.
Okay. Go for it.
That is a 27.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything that looks like an ambush waiting for you on the other side. Just the gray blanket of clouds off in the distance with the rain that falls everywhere. Distant little, like, what looks like streams and rivers that have now begun to form out in the desert plains beyond.
Got to take to the skies to escape or die. And I gesture.
Okay.
Take off out the window.
Arjun,
Let's go.
Arjun, you hear this as you reach the bottom of the stairs. Running around the corner, you have to go past the entrance of the dining room you had just been to get to the private dining room.
Well, I guess I'll go roll character.
Oh.
Sways in Ravikin when she hears what Renan said.
You run as you rush past the doorway. You see, so I guess somewhat surprisingly to you, Fume standing, but probably like 6 or 7 feet away from the doorway, looking around the room. She sees you walk past. You just see her eyes narrow. Her cloak, her hood now back. You see her toss the cloak to the side, and you just like continue to dart past and away.
Well, if I saw her and she very definitely saw me,
Mhm.
I am not going to continue running because I don't want to drive her towards the others.
Is-
What I will do is go back up the stairs as fast as I can, and when I think I'm out of sight, I'm going to dimension door into the tunnel.
Ooh.
Oh.
You go back
Double
up the
secret
stairs.
tunnel.
You go back up towards the stairs.
Counterspell.
Yeah, he just tries to leap through a wall, just
No.
Platform 9 and 3, gotcha. No.
Oh man.
You hear, for the briefest moments as you come around the corner, I will find him, you know. And then you dimension door 500 feet in the direction of the tunnel that you know
Honestly,
where the
because I would know roughly the orientation of the
yeah.
tunnel toward, and and in configuration to the building, I can
And
go
being that you're
ahead of
out.
where I think they are.
Sure. You guys
And-
waiting by the open door hear the swirling of magic on the other side where you are waiting, facing outwards of the dining room, and the magic happens behind you, lit with purple, as Arjun appears where you guys
It's
are
me.
at.
Don't react.
I turn around with a firebolt ready because
The
shit's happening.
flames rocking around his hand as Sonder is coming around the corner at last.
And then I swirl around and see
Closing the-
purple and see Arjun and just let it go and just run and hug you. Like, we gotta go.
And when he does come in to hug me, I
It's dispelled.
cast Intellect Fortress on him, myself, and Sonder because they're all within view.
All right. You go at the inside of the inside of the room and close the door case as it starts to shut. And see no one as the door shuts. You keep waiting and waiting, looking last minute to see if anybody tries to enter the room, but you've seen nothing. No one. You are now inside the tunnel entrance behind the Salted Prince.
I just look at the group. Fairgrounds. Let's just go. It's away from everything. We gotta go.
How are
And I'll
you?
start
Get out to
going-
the entrance from the other hideout.
Yeah,
The
at least
clothing
that'll buy
store.
us time. And then the bridge. We have the bridge in case they follow us. So let's go. And I just point to the direction and start kind of like go.
I'm gonna spice murmur to everyone so everyone can hear, but also specifically for Ranan.
Yeah.
We're going to the fairgrounds. And I have to say that I wanted to do that before they get too far away from the range of the spice murmur.
And I will spool out some dancing lights to help everyone along the way.
Okay, cool. You guys quickly navigate through the drenched tunnel systems and wet, slippery wood boards now as you guys head towards the Sand Brew Inn. Wait, no. Sandbrew's Brew. Sandworm's Brew. Blah, 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 blah. One of those places.
Ooh, okay, yeah, we can use that one too.
I mean, is that where you were going?
That's where I thought she
Yeah,
was
that
going.
makes
It's just-
sense.
Okay.
It's away and it would quick, just in and out. We're not even saying hi to Bob.
Okay.
Maybe a quick bite, and then we. No.
Just a quick cup
Sure,
of
man.
coffee. You
Would you like a cup of tea?
you guys go towards the your secret hideout. Galil and Renan, as you fly off out and into the rain beyond. Let's see. Between the two of you, I need to update this thing, I think. But I think, Renan, you have the higher passive perception.
Probably.
You fly outwards, wings flapping as the both of you are headed outwards and into the rain towards the destination that you guys are supposed to meet at.
I'm gonna try to keep
Go ahead.
at approximately like just barely above the level of the rooftops, just
Yep.
enough to keep where like when my wings come down, they don't touch the rooftops, but that is the approximate height I'm going for.
Gotcha. You guys fly low over the last few buildings before you're already the Sand Prince. The Salter Prince is already kind of at the edges of the city itself. So there's only a couple of buildings before you are out of the city proper itself anyway. And flying along the edges of the tall walls of stone that I have forgot what they are called. But
Parapets?
no, they're like the natural, it's like a canyon wall, but it's the plateau.
Oh.
The plateau wall as you guys continue along that way towards your destination. Your eyes catch movement on the top of the Salted Prince. And you, for a moment, as you kind of fly and do a quick little barrel roll to kind of see what it was that you saw, you see that on the top of the Salted Prince, there is, I should say, an individual dressed in shadow and cloaked, hooded in the rain, a blade in hand. As you fly faster and faster away from him, you saw that there was someone that was lurking at the very top of the Salted Prince. You continue to fly and fly and fly. The figure stands and watches as you leave. Sonder, Iskra, Kindred, Ardrin, and Soul, as you guys are headed up and through this secret space, you enter into the underground belly of the Sandworm's Brew and into the it's not a dungeon. What is it called? The cellar here. Opening it quickly, catching your breaths. You've been kind of running as quickly as you could to get to this point so that you would not you've been constantly looking over your shoulder to make sure that you have not been pursued. Have seen nothing as of yet. You enter into the cellars. The door closes behind you. What are you doing?
Let's go. I don't even care. We got to get out of here. We don't want Bob. And I just, as long as immediate silence, I'm just going to quick look and I'm bolting to the door. Like, we need to get away from here as well.
Okay.
I am very much in agreement with that.
You're right.
Go up to the stairs, through the next door, and bump into one of the large Goliaths that own the restaurant. And they're like, oh, excuse me, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I love your place. You're amazing. I'm sorry. And I just keep going.
Give tall Bob a raise.
As you guys run out the door.
He has dreams.
Of the tavern. He has dreams. Help him find his dreams. You guys find yourselves now once again out in the rain, in the streets of Amrutlar, the rain pouring down around you. Panicking quick. You guys look about up and down. Make up perception checks for me, if you will.
I actually refrain from perception check in lieu of asking Iskra something.
Okay.
Computer says no.
21.
Nat 20.
I also got a
Nice.
21.
Oh, I did not grow great.
This
Susie.
eyeball.
The magic eyes.
It's the eye of
Got glasses
Sauron.
now. So that's a 24.
24. Alrighty. Nice. Alright. Looking about quickly, you scan the rooftops. You'd seen movement up there before and are now worried, but see nothing immediately. You scan left, right. You see a couple of people moving through the streets, citizens of Amrutlar. Further down towards the harbor side, which as you are exiting would be to your left, you can see that there are two Thayan guards that are their backs to you walking down the street, like as if they are on patrol just having passed this place. What are you doing? The direction you need to go would be to your right and through most of the upper section of the city again. As the Sandworms Brew is closer to the harbor side and the Salted Prince is more over here. So you have to go through this much of the city to get to and out of Amrutlar.
So can you just fly and head straight there and take someone with you?
To the fairgrounds?
Yep.
Yeah, I could do Giant Eagle.
Okay, Iskra, I know I always hate asking you, but would you mind get back in the canteen?
That's no problem. Though, Sonder,
I draw more attention to this.
will you carry me? If she's
Just
not
in
going to play
case.
fair, I want you to have a backup plan.
That'd be an amazing element of surprise.
Ha! Pun within a pun. Oh my god.
Oh, because the element.
He
yeah.
packed a punch.
You are
Pun
the
within a
element
pun within
of
a
surprise.
jar.
I'll leave the canteen slightly open, just in case.
Perfect.
Just
I'll
don't.
pop my canteen open, dump it out, because I'm sure I would have filled it fully.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to fit in there. And then it's raining anyway. I won't need it. And go ahead and drop myself into it.
Okay, I'll put that
If
around
need
my belt.
be, I could also summon 2 Giant Eagles as well.
Well, I don't want us to catch any more attention than Fiona and her posse. So,
Can we just do this on foot, or
I think so.
We can try.
She doesn't know what direction we're going besides.
Well, we don't know that, but let's go. And so I'll deep breath and I will try to casually walk which way we're going, but not sure how well that's gonna work.
Okay.
If she read the letter and decided to come here with a crew, then what's to say that she's not going to beat us to the fairgrounds and
That's what we're gonna
ambush
find
us?
out, but let's just keep walking.
So I'm not going to fly after all.
Let's keep that
Maybe
as a
hold
oh,
that in
shit.
reserve.
Okay.
Further in. And I'll do through Spice Murmur. My will is in my bag at the Salty Prince. Just in case.
So Arjun would have grabbed everybody's stuff. That's why he went upstairs in the first place.
Dang it. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, really? Well, here you go.
Guess we don't need
It's
this.
Isn't he with you?
Well, now he knows where it is.
So I'm going to Soul's gonna spice member everyone as well. I think what I will do is I will stay close to Sunder. I will be a frog, just in case something happens, and just in case.
Good.
Frog, and I'm gonna, I guess, sit on your shoulder or something.
Alrighty.
So then it's just me, Ardrin,
And Sonder.
and Sonder. Right?
With-
The
yeah.
other two are other. Okay, I'm just making sure. 3
This
people.
wasn't broken. This could be my. I'm a frog.
Your frog eyes. Amazing.
Hypnocode.
You continue to walk through the rain, trying to act as quick and as casual as possible. Pass one block, and a second, and a third. The fourth brings you across an intersection that is a main avenue, a main thoroughfare that runs down the length of the city from north to south. The same one that you had taken before whenever you had gone down to the clothing shop, the same one that leads you to the center road of Amrutlar.
With my
To your-
cloak up.
To your left, you see the long street that has furrows of water, streams that run down towards the southern parts of the city. To the north, the fortress of Amrutlar. Its gates hot, tall, and foreboding and shut. Even in this dark rain, you can see the water pouring off the crystalline black structure.
Good, I'm getting.
It's
Great.
reconnected.
Hey, we're back.
Now I have to wait.
You get up to that street. It's a wider avenue, harder to be missed. But you look back and forth, looking around for any sort of eyes on you. Make stealth checks for me, if you will.
Yeah, 20.
Nat 20.
Oh shit.
29. Nice.
So 22 total.
22
I got
total.
a
9
15
total.
as a shoulder frog.
Well,
22?
15.
Kindred.
What?
I feel like as a frog, you're probably okay.
Probably.
I'm a Sonder shoulder frog.
Yeah.
He's a very
A
conspicuous frog.
very quick-eyed guard. Hey, that frog doesn't belong here. No, I'm just kidding. This is the
Hello, my
very-
baby. Hello, my
That's
honey.
an invasive species, that is.
Exactly. You leave quickly
That
as
species
as one unit move across, timing just as you disappear into the next avenue of streets as a group of guards comes across the other direction from the street above, having just barely missed you. You continue on the next block and the next. The closer you get to the Salted Prince, the higher the adrenaline that courses through the three of you, the four of you, the five of you, I suppose. As Iskra, you have we'll say you have a little pseudopod of water that you can see out of as the canteen is slightly open. So you can just kind of keep an eye on things, That makes sense. Yeah, just a little orb of water. You're slightly terminatoring it. I think that's a word that we're gonna use. And so you nervously ribbit as you kind of keep your big frog eyes watching everything that you can. You're now 3, 2 blocks away from where the Salted Prince is. You're not necessarily like on the same street, obviously, but you are about, I think it's like 4 streets down, but you are getting closer and closer to that section. Moving, just keeping an eye out. Make a perception check, the 3 of you, for me, if you will.
Well, what goes up must come down. 13.
13.
14.
16.
Oh, let me do a roll. Sorry. Got 11.
11. All right. You guys are walking along
You're
the
too
street.
busy
Still,
being bounced around on that shoulder to get a good look.
yeah. Still
Walking on the streets.
managing. Still managing the best you can to continue to be as casual but quickening your pace. You are almost free. Almost there.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Basically. You stop Sonder.
Mhm.
There's a moment of recognition on the inside.
Look.
Your heart
Wait,
quickens
is it 'cause
again.
He's got intellect fortress.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
It's more of
Because it casts it doesn't mean it does anything.
I know. It's but just make sense.
it's more of the proximity, that feeling that you have. It's nothing to do with a invasion of the mind as much as it is just a feeling on a spiritual level. You can sense that proximity, but don't see anything. You continue to move forward. You pause just long enough for Ardrin and Kindred to get a couple of steps ahead of you. But then you keep up pace, moving faster and faster. Your eyes scanning the rooftops. Your nerves. You feel yourself sweating even though it is not hot. The stomach churning with
Stay away from the walls.
that nervous, it's like indigestion almost feeling of just, you've got to get out of the city. This has to end tonight. This has to be it. You're on the last row of buildings. You can see the sands extending out for miles and miles, some of it now washed into rivers and gullies as the rain continues to pour. What are you guys doing? From here on out, it is open.
How far of a walk was it from when we originally came from the fairgrounds to the city?
It's about another 30 minutes. 30, 40 minutes.
Like walking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Without rain.
How long can you fly, Sonder?
Uh.
How long can you fly?
Technically.
6 seconds.
Hold, please.
Yeah, well, every 6 seconds, I just need to redo it. But that spends a key point. So, 120 feet if I'm just dashing.
Through the snow.
Okay, you know what? I was saving this for
Like,
Galil
that's a-
because I
that's a
know how
fly.
much you would have fucking wanted it, but for you, okay, this one time, y'all ready for this? I did not mean that, damn it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Sorry,
dun.
one. Damn it.
Second time. They are too unlimited, so.
I bite my tongue and then I just kind of take the blood and like trace something in the air and then just walk through it. And when I do, my form like cracks and my bones pop and shake and I turn into a Selfang. and I'm gonna spice murmur because I think I can still telepathically say to them, they just can't respond back.
It might be the other way around.
Yeah,
but
they can hear
can
you.
hear
You
it,
can
but
hear
they-
it, but you can't respond. So
That's
they
okay,
can
so that
speak
was-
to
so
you.
then I'm gonna like
yeah.
kind of bow and like obviously like get on my back.
Yeah, and I'll hold Froggy here.
Arjun.
Soggy.
I think about all of my like
Soul Frog.
never-ending story fantasies. And I just hop on.
Yes.
And I take off.
Never-ending story.
Oh my god.
So yeah, just writing a cell thing, and I hope Khalil sees this.
Wow. The
Yeah,
level.
he stares down at this from the sky and goes, "Those mother."
This is a perfect scene for Heko. Like you're a Sailfang. Soul is an amphibian.
And this is when Aaron casts Circle of Death.
I'm amphibious. And Whisker is water. It's perfect.
You take off galloping across the sands fast as you can with Sonder and Arjun riding your back. Sonder, you're both gripping onto a frog and and a canteen, keeping them from falling away as you continue to run along, as going as quick as you can out into the
Can't catch us.
wet water-soaked sands outside of the city of Bamrutlar. Renan and Galil, flying ahead of them as fast as you can.
You said it correctly.
I did. I hesitated, but I said it correctly. Renan and Galil, you get to your destination.
You have arrived at your destination.
You fly, and you can see up ahead the buildings that you had. I think you guys had stopped there for a little bit, didn't you? Before you had moved on, because you did some changing before you moved in deeper into the city. But you see those abandoned buildings there at the entrance of this canyon that cuts deep into the plateau. You arrive. Your wings wet and heavy now with the rain and the water. Used to it, but it's been a while. It makes flying a little more difficult when you're out in the rain. But you get here. What are you guys doing?
Let's get into one of the buildings.
Have a better view. And hopefully hide from whoever that was.
It was Fume. But I don't know why she would know that we were at the Salted Prince, though.
Who knows? But something tells me it was someone in the group.
Something tells me that perhaps the body of Isidoros is not as... how should I put this? Quiet-tongued as we thought.
Yes, they're
Like-
not.
Look at the buildings, if any of them are in a good enough condition to go in and maybe climb on top of.
There's several. They're not super tall buildings. They're all single-story buildings, but you can easily fly up to the top of them and kind of keep an eye out.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye out from the direction of the Salty Prince, looking over.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay, making sure I have the right character sheet.
Even you messed your character up now.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Twinning.
18 plus 7.
Nice.
Wing boys for the win.
As
We
you
have a
both
Selfang.
you both
Huh?
are looking in the direction of Amrular.
I'm looking kind of everywhere.
Just in general, keeping an eye out.
Oh, you know what?
You await for whatever sign your comrades might bring of their arrival. You await as the rain pours down around you, continually the same pace as before. You see nothing for a while. You start to get
And-
nervous.
Oreo's 26, by the way.
You start to get nervous. Plenty of time has passed now. They should have escaped by now. What is taking them so long? Nothing.
Find out where they're at.
And as you are finally about to message, you see in the distance a lone creature running as fast as it can
Yeah.
towards you guys.
Can I roar? No.
And
Yeah.
you can barely
Like
hear
a
it.
chittering
And-
sound.
I
The
think
closer
that
we
you're-
get, the louder it gets. You start hearing it's a never-ending story.
It's just the music.
Oh.
It's just that song over
Can
and
you-
over and
Turn
over.
around.
I think the
Look at what
universe
you
may be
see.
bringing you a selfing.
What?
What's that blue monkey
What?
doing on it?
I point off into the distance.
Yeah.
Just hear the
Do it
rock.
again.
Do it again.
Hear the roar.
You're being very conspicuous for somebody running away from potentially a dragon. Shut
I
up.
will bite you as a Selfang.
nom nom nom.
I will shove a thunderbolt
But you
down
see-
your throat.
You see a
Twin
Selfang
firebolt.
running in your direction with two individuals on its back. Way less people than the rest of your party have been that you recall the
Uh-oh.
last time.
I'm very used to the fact that two of our party members can turn into animals and one of them keeps putting herself in a cage. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for
true.
sure. But it's
That's
just for a moment, as much as you that thought
Yeah.
crosses your mind, you kind of can't help but like, there's less people. I hope that they're where they should be.
That's the case. Yeah.
Did anything go
But they
according
arrive.
to plan?
doesn't see Kindred. Oh, thank God.
Oh,
No.
as the
Take a
self
preemptive death saver his feelings.
as the Selfang gets closer and closer.
Do I see them?
I would doubt it because they are probably snipers nested up into in the buildings.
And if
yeah,
you were on
right,
the
makes
other
sense.
side, you would just see Oreo as like a pancake, starfished out, wings against the building top.
trying to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just that it gives me a direction to head to once.
Yeah. But you get here to this building.
I would broadcast and guide them.
Okay. Find a spot where all of you can take some shelter from the rain. Your heart's beating as you have managed to get out of Amrutlar. Whether you have truly escaped remains to be seen. As the camera...
Probably.
Go ahead.
At least the rain should mask your scent and hopefully, perhaps even your footprints.
Selfings don't leave footprints, do they? But with the
They
rain, I
don't if
know.
they fly,
They do,
Well,
yeah.
I'm doing all
but
that
they
stuff.
glide.
Yeah, kind of. This being a new form for you, we'll say that you may not be gliding as much as you can, and they use a lot of the heat to use that to kind of raise. Right now, there's not a lot of that going on. But the as you guys take a breather from this close call, the camera pans back to the city.
This fucking cameraman.
I know. The camera. This.
He's impressive, though.
He's always putting us in danger.
We can never find him.
Actually, we'll keep
I'm
this
following the cameraman and casting silence on whatever he's him panning out to.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of those
There's
big,
a-
like cranes
You
Wait a minute. It was the cameraman. He did this.
The camera
Went to
pans
DVG.
back towards Amrutlar. A cloaked figure runs quickly from building to building on the streets, hidden from the rain as much as possible. Looking over their shoulder, they get to the Tower of Shields. This is a young man, human. Looks about, goes over to the door, and as they are reaching for the door opens on its own as someone is coming out. A feline individual, dressed in their normal clothing, walking tall and proud. Silence was cast, so there is no sound from here.
Well,
Just kidding. Oh, what are you doing here?
I wasn't.
What are you doing here? I came to deliver a message to Fire Genasi. Oh, I will take that. They are not here right now, but I can wait for her to return. Sure, Wind. Okay. The young man goes back out into the streets. The Tabaxi woman looks at the note, closes it, puts it into her clothing, steps out into the rain, walking towards the Salted Prince. The camera continues to pan back to the Salted Prince. Fumes comes down the stairs. She breathes heavily, closes her eyes. Her fists clench and unclench at her side. You can almost see the heat rising off of her. I will find you yet. You will not have escaped. I know you are close. I know you are close. Camera shifts up to the top of the Salted Prince. The figure that is standing in the rain, watching having watched the winged individuals as they had fled away, turns its undead head back toward the fortress. As the wind blasts back on a slightly rotting corpse, its lower jaw missing. It fixes the hood once again, and a shadowy version of itself emerges at its side and runs towards the fortress. It looks back over in the direction that the flighted ones have escaped into, as its shadowy echo runs off the side of the building, headed back towards the fortress.
You son of a bitch.
fuck.
Within the fortress itself, through the dark halls here in Amrullar, two of the Iron Shadow walk into a room. Skethris's room. Skethris places a hand on each of the Iron Shadows as they emerge. You two have been with me for a while. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We have a new ally. Things are going to be looking up for Skethris, if all goes well. He puts a hand to the back of each of their heads. and smiles. And for the briefest of moments, it seems like something moves under his eye. And that is how we will end for tonight.
No.
He's going to make his
around. Tell me what you see. That's their ending song.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Love it.
You might be able to get Frostbrand back.
Yeah.
Man,
Mike.
oh man.
Mike.
Ah, that was such a good sequence.
Yeah.
That man needs to
That's
go to a
dope.
creche.
So many things. Does he?
This
So many
episode
things.
had everything. So
I'm
things.
so
Yo.
glad my
Dead,
power
a
came back
twisted
tonight.
past, new moves, allies, Skeksis.
I have
Betrayal
so much
by
to say.
cats.
And I had to like stop myself with every fiber of my being during that whole situation while Sonder was looking and everything before we left to not go, you can't hide, Obi-Wan!
Yes. Heck yeah. Amazing.
Oh, so good.
Still picturing Zod. I will find him.
You know, I never. Oh my god, that just clicked in my head. Did not make that correlation that you could definitely put the attitude of that
Zod.
sister, of Riva with Obi-Wan. Holy moly! Congratulations, Sonder. You're Obi-Wan Kenobi now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to watch it.
Have the fumes.
Yeah,
of
we won't tell you much,
personality, huh?
but it just the vibe between the two is so freaking on point, and I did not make that.
And we did it here first.
We did. We set it up first. Yeah. Totally. They just have a slightly bigger budget. It's fine.
No idea what you're talking about.
No idea what you're talking about. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, guys, thank you for Dream. You are
Before
sick.
we go, should we roll for a recap?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Maybe a certain dead someone can recap us on what he's been up to.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, never mind. He doesn't have a bottom jaw.
Yeah.
We'd just be pain groaning for 15 straight
It'd
minutes.
be like an affair with Nazuk.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah. Incidentally, it is myself, so this should be good. I have to come up with something rather devious for the
From
recap for next
Hazan's
week.
point of view.
Hazant does a recap next week. We'll see.
So these vagabonds came and destroyed my shop quite unexpectedly. I spent the
I
next
didn't
4
do it.
hours, 36 minutes, and 7 seconds cleaning up.
I'm so glad I stopped drinking water before you really started that, because I would have spit that out.
Amazing. All right, you guys did super swell. I cannot wait to see how this concludes next week, as I'm assuming we can't push it off any further. We almost had it, and you ran. I was so ready for you guys to have this crazy fight here in Salted Prince. It was
doing that, but
I know.
We were trying to hold up our end of the bargain.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
I know.
people
Neutrality, we
people of
carefully
our
discussed.
word.
Yeah. No, you did good. I dangled the treat, the carrot at the end of the stick, and you didn't take it. And I was like, okay.
Real quick, I would like to say I do believe that Renan said we do not trust the thieves.
Well, you don't know that yet.
You said that in
There's
Ruby,
more
and
to
so
the
none of us heard
story.
you.
Yeah.
He does not say that in Rubian.
maybe
We don't
Wendy's
have a
some
tattoo
of
that
them-
translates for us, so
Yeah.
I just would have stayed in selfing form for the full hour, just circled up, coiled like a dragon. Being
Yeah.
badass, showing off my frill cobra.
Yeah.
Just
As you do.
frolicking,
Doesn't
just
keep track of
exclusively
time.
within Khalil's view.
La 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 la.
Doing cute selfing
This
things
is
"Ah,
this
Just
is
selfing things.
call me Lollipop.
Soul Frog is on your back, like riding you.
Yes, and
Oh
Mal's
my
is like with the
God.
reins in his mouth.
Well, at least now, Galil, you know you can get a Selfang if you just ask nicely.
Our adorable
No.
like Japanese ending
No.
or outro music starts playing
Yeah.
with the self thing and the froggy like
Yeah.
Inuyasha
Studio,
ending theme song.
Studio Ghibli, they're just running in a never-ending
Yeah.
field that just goes forever and ever.
Yeah.
A gentle wafting of
Sunder and
cherry
Archer
blossoms in the background.
running after them,
Yep, that's how it goes.
and Renan and Khalil.
Okay, who the artist? We need to stat. No.
So when is our like collaboration side media Animorph series of Kindred and Soul going to come out?
Yeah. Everyone who can change into animals. Yep. Wild
Oh my
animal
gosh.
tales.
Okay, so
Discovery Channel.
who's seen episode 2 of Calamity?
We have not.
Never heard
Not
of it.
yet. I don't
No.
want to say spoilers, but it's not a spoiler. But none other, more or less, just them stealing our ideas that we definitely had first.
Who's
We've been talking about this for a little bit.
Calamity,
Me and Iskra, was that like it's so funny how media tends to have like this universal movement of ideas, and whether it's like serendipity or just like it's just so weird that we all have like the same things that will happen relatively quickly. It's pretty crazy.
I
We're
just like
just
said,
dreaming
dreaming
the curve most of
In
the
the
time.
esoteric-
idea for a
in the-
one shot.
I mean, like when you were talking about Jennifer Coolidge coming up in our conversations, and then it came up in Critical Role, and I was like looking at the timing of it, and it
Yeah.
was so right on the same cusp of whenever we started making those jokes. It did there too, and it's just so weird.
They
So
are copying
weird.
us. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
They're
Yes.
drawing
Um,
inspiration
Yeah.
from Game of Santos.
In the esoteric world, they call it gnosis, where we're all connected to the super unconscious, whatever.
No,
so you'll see-
Gnosis. Mm-mm.
Gnosis.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's-
so
Well, it's a
basically
G,
what we're
GN.
saying. So what we're saying is that we all have a little bit of an illithid in us, and we're just connected to an elder brain somewhere.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
It's gnocchi. It's very hearty
Gnocchi.
and
Yeah.
delicious.
We're all potato.
We're all potatoes, and oh my god,
No, that's Ardred.
that's that is a fortune cookie. We are all potatoes in the soup of the world.
I dig it though.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night. Stay safe, be brave,
Rawr.
knights, and we'll see you next week. Bye.